and well met, humble friends. Welcome to Humblewood Yonderbound, the second season of Humblewood right here on Sword and Key. Thank you so much for joining us. We should have been wrapped up in this episode, but we're not going to be because we're going a little bit longer. I'm thinking at this point maybe 16 episodes. I don't know. We'll end when we end, but in a reasonable number because I also care about these people's schedules, which I've already been overly flexible with. And yours, but I really do appreciate you spending some time with us. This game is in support of Fauna and Flora International, a wonderful organization that works to preserve and protect the world's biomes and the animals that live within them. So if you love any animal whatsoever, you should donate to Fauna and Flora International because they probably worked at some point to protect that animal. They are working all around the globe on a number of different missions, including wildfires in Belize, the wildfires in California. They're also helping in oceanic environments and rainforest environments, literally any environment you can think of. They have teams working there to better help the ever-growing human population to interact in a positive way and not necessarily encroach on wild environments and the animals that live within them. So it's a really great organization. Please consider donating. If you do, if you are willing and able, both those things important together, you can impact our game. You can give crits advantages and complications. So give it a thought. You can find the link on our socials as well as in chat. Also, I will say that this is a Sword and Key game. You can find all of Sword and Key stuff at beacons.ai/Sword and Key, including our new affiliate, Long Dog Dice. We're very happy to announce. So you can find any number of amazing, incredible dice sets there and use code Sword and Key for 10% off of your first purchase. We are also affiliates, I should mention, with the makers of Humblewood, Hit Point Press. So you can go to their website and get any number of books or PDFs or musical licenses or miniatures or like stuffed animals or like cards, tarot cards, game modules. Like you're sure to find something that's really cool there that you can either give to yourself or give to others. So give that a shot as well. If you use our custom link, helps us out, helps you out, helps them out. It's always very much appreciated. I'll talk about all of our other stuff at the end, but I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for this game and many games. And I might as well have these lovely people who join me every week introduce themselves as well. So Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out.
Yeah, hi, I'm Shadow. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Clarence, who uses not those pronouns that I wrote on the Zoom call. Uses the he pronouns, who is a Barthok, it's a College of the Undead Road that we're sticking with.
Yes, College of the Undead Road, not an official subclass, but definitely
It could be.
It absolutely could be. I love the concept of an undead road. That's very Chemical Romance to me. Next up we have Liz.
Good morning, friends. I'm Liz. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Betty Brightpaw, who is a Storm Herald barbarian who uses she, her pronouns.
Yeah,
I remembered this time. Storm Herald.
You did great. I also love that like Betty is just kind of like permanently in the element with this constant storm that's been above of just like, oh, like especially otter folk now, which I also, this is a great time to mention, we played this game as Hit Point Press is slowly releasing through their Patreon new stuff for Humblewood, including like new species kind of stuff and everything like that. They have technically released a version of otters.
Mm-hmm.
I made up my own version of otters, and I believe that's what Liz is still playing.
Correct.
So where we might refer to them as a term that Humblewood doesn't use, Humblewood considers them like the same thing as like weasels, and they're just they're like webbed pod weasels, basically. Yep. Which I guess that's kind of what an otter is, if you think about it. But I thought it'd be fun if they were more related to beavers. We had a difference of thought, but just if there's ever terminology we're like, well, that's not official. None of this is official. The whole concept, like I'm going off half a module and like 2 paragraphs that they put into a Patreon post for most of this campaign. So I do appreciate that Humblewood will likely make me regret all of this someday. not regret. They will decanonize everything. They will turn me into Star Wars Legends. I will become the Dark Horse comics. I will become the Jason Solo of if anybody gets that reference. Chewbacca being crushed by 2 planets running together. That happened, but only in the comics, so it's not official anymore. Next up, we have Queon.
Hello, can you people hear me out there? I'm so sorry. Hi, I am Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets. I use he, they pronouns, and I will be playing Soren, the most lucky, unlucky Tilia, Circle of Sand Druid you have ever met. Queon also personally believes that Derek has an in with Hit Point Press because we just said that we were like, oh, they need to release more things. Huh, that happened.
Yeah.
Watching you, Derek.
Yeah, no, I emailed a woman once because I accidentally, and I'll absolutely admit to this, we accidentally have this affiliateship because I found a back door that shouldn't exist, and then when I told them about it, they went, oh, you can keep it. So that was nice. And then the lady's like, hey, anyway, we could support. And I was like, yeah, if you want to send me like, you know, stuff for like promos or like any like playtest stuff or anything, and I never heard back. So that's my in, is getting the cold shoulder from a woman who's like, listen, contact me when you have more viewers. So I appreciate the first email nonetheless. Next up we have Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I go by she, they pronouns, and around here today I get to play Mochi, just an adorable little raccoon cleric of Hath, very understanding, chill goddess, cult, no cult, who knows at this point. Yeah, but she's just adorable and has never done anything wrong a day in her life.
It's really nice to have a goddess who is already like into rogues and like trickery and just mischief, because yeah, it is really hard to do any wrongs. Just live your best life. And last but absolutely not least, because as we mentioned before the call, today is the day of superb owls. We have our own superb owl with Christian.
Hi everybody, hey, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba. All over the internets, I'm a teacher, RPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space, and I will be playing Argus Ironclaw, the aforementioned superb owl, Scofflaw, Strig, Scofflaw, wait, was it Scofflaw fighter? That's the class. Swift Strig is the race composition. Also, I just want to say, for God of Trickery and God of Mischief, having a nuke go off in a port, not a prank. That's a war crime.
Chill, bro. It's just a prank.
That's a fucking war crime.
Just don't worry about it. It's just a prank.
that was totally Mochi's idea, 100%.
Different levels of pranks.
It's not like I suggested we use a giant water thing to suck all the boats to the bottom of the ocean.
No,
it's just a prank.
Explode them all off on top.
Yeah.
It's just property damage.
It's just property damage.
Just need to get a better sense of humor.
A lot.
It's a prank. It's a prank.
I pictured Hath looking down on Mochi and Clarence, being like realizing they didn't count the barrels before Clarence and Mochi realized they didn't count the barrels, and just going. That's how I picture Hath at that point.
100% though. little raccoon paws and all.
Well, let's go ahead and jump back into things. As always, I forgot to ask if anybody has the recap this week. Does anybody want the recap this week?
It was supposed to be me.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Shadow, Clarence, the recap is yours. Take it away.
Yeah. Halfway through the first year of being a hero. So there's a lot of like scratching on this page of like crossing out words. So, had an interesting discussion with Cal, and while that seemed to go well, everybody else seems to not like me anymore. But I think we'll deal with that later. But I think the important thing is that we are still powerful and still can help our friends on all of their journeys. And then on the ship, we finally reached Halara, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of cat people here. They're kind of scary, but also really cool at the same time. And Soren really likes sand. I don't know how I feel about sand yet. I think we'll try a dust bath later, though. But speaking of baths, we went to the moon pools, which is a great bathhouse, and we all got super pampered. We don't know what they did with Argus, but they took Argus away from the rest of us. To be determined. And now we're ready. We're gearing up. We're ready to go off, and we're ready to kick some pirate booty.
Very good pun. Enjoy that point of inspiration. This might be my own memory. I don't remember Argus going away separate. But if other people do remember that, that is okay.
Maybe that was a side conversation we had.
Okay.
That was a side conversation we had. I'm pretty sure I remember that we had to keep grabbing the clumps of our fur away from Argus because as an owl, he didn't like the furry bits.
Yes.
I thought Argus had to get plucked.
Yes, I thought that's what was going on there.
Then that can indeed be what is going on.
There's a special room for the super bow.
Okay. So we pick up in the moon pool bathhouse. It is about a little bit past midday by the time you all arrived, and you all paid your respective silvers to the Moon Allurin at the front counter, and were escorted with all of your equipment being taken away to be cleaned, maintained, otherwise polished, improved, repaired. You were then escorted to the moon pools themselves, a kind of communal, sort of larger bath area that is heated. A little bit of steam kind of fills the room. There are these tall Allurins that are walking around with towels and beverages just to make sure that everyone is calm, satisfied, otherwise happy in this space. As mentioned before, there's Pexian, little axolotl folk who's just in the center, just like right at the water level, just kind of flipping their little frills every now and then. There's a couple of other Allurins at the far end of this pool. Few other folk in here. Betty, you might even notice another Holterdam, such as yourself, another otter folk, just kind of letting the water literally roll off, but otherwise just enjoying the steam. Argus has been pulled away to get plucked, to get the extra winter feathers off. So Argus, there's a side room, larger Sun Allurin has lead you down to deal with that. What is everybody up to? Is this just kind of like a chill and let's go sort of thing, or did you all want to do any planning while you were here?
Nothing crazy planning.
Planning?
Planning?
I'm so sorry. That's such a dirty word.
What is this?
We have a plan.
I'm sorry. Did you want to have just like inane conversations about nothing? I don't know.
Yes.
No.
That is exactly us.
That's how we got to episode 12.
Soren is just in the bath, just like floating, just like doing like little water jets out of his mouth, just having a blast right now.
I thought we were just gonna go grab the Pirate King, tie him to an anchor, bingo bango done.
Yeah.
Bingo bango hatata. Okay. Well, yeah, Soren, you definitely notice that there's like dry skin that is, you're probably getting ready to shed at this point, which means you're growing.
I'm in blue.
Oh my goodness.
Great. Well, if you all were essentially done, the baths are pleasant, calming, little light music looks through. You may all consider yourselves having taken a long rest, or we can say this a long rest if you hadn't taken one already. You do get the calming benefits from it. What's next?
Well, we did send, what's his name? The one
You
that's
did send Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Ferdinand.
Yes, Ferdinand, to go gather all of our supplies in an army, ?
And an army.
The army was questionable for sure.
Yeah, did Mochi decide if Mochi wanted an army?
Or a cult.
Yeah, no.
No
Basically, if you have both a cult and an army, there's gonna be tensions. And it's too much to deal with right now. We'll look into branching out later.
Very insightful.
Thank you. I have a high wisdom, just a really low intelligence.
I think Clarence is exactly the opposite.
That's why we're so good together. When we're together, we both use our dump stat.
And Nuka City.
It wasn't a city. It was just
a
cove.
cove.
I think Argus is looking towards the future when, you know, this capital ceases to exist thanks to Mochi and Clarence. Clarence, do you have your skull with you?
Yeah, I took it with me in the baths.
Okay,
He
so
was floating in the water.
great.
You.
So, there's definitely a couple of looks from the Allurans as there is just a bird skull floating
They
in the
said
water.
that was perfectly normal when we went to check
the
our
workers,
stuff.
not the attendants.
Oh, okay.
The other people at the other side of the pool who are two, like, you know, mask presenting Allurans. They're kind of leaned back and they're kind of like whispering to each other and looking over at you.
Clarence makes awkward eye contact and then just eventually kind of waves. And then I imagine Clarence goes to like swim over and like Betty puts a paw in Clarence and is like, no.
No.
This is a bath. We're not making friends in the bath. That's not.
Betty being the mom friend is still my favorite.
Oh.
Great. Well, then, yeah. All that handled. You all go to exit the bath then. Towels provided to you. Argus properly plucked. Any other self-care regimens anyone else would like to practice? Mochi thoroughly defluffed your winter coat. Mochi looks like slim. Like but Mochi maybe looked a little fluffy before, not in like a heavy sense, but just like there's less Mochi now. Like it's thoroughly streamlined Mochi.
Yeah. We described her as that bunny from the "Is it humid here" meme, basically.
Yes.
Yes. But no longer. Sleek. Also a red panda at this point.
Yes, and you are a red panda as well, absolutely. All right. Well, then you will go to exit, having again been thoroughly cleaned up. You go to the center room on the same way out as you went in, and you notice that the goods are kind of being taken out a little bit at a time. Mochi, your gear is polished and ready to go. Clarence, you know, all of your instruments tuned, your clothing washed, everything cleaned, everything dried, folded for you. Soren, same, all the sand somehow washed out. It gets to Argus's stuff when you notice that they bring out the warhammer and they bring out the armor, and the Alluran just stands there and then just crosses his paws. This is all. Thank you for stopping at Moonpools. Have a nice time in our beautiful city.
Thank you.
No, Derek.
Yeah.
Derek, you know for a fact that Argus would be very careful with people with sticky fingers and hands on all their equipment. It's in a bandit's nature to be observant over supplies and items.
For sure.
I noticed you said my armor and weapons, but not my items or my bag or anything of the
Yeah,
sort.
your bag of holding is noticeably missing.
And I'm still in front of the attendant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab him by the throat.
Okay. He like jolts back as you like reach for him, but he's not quick enough, and you get him by the throat. Sir, this is terribly unnecessary. I apologize if I missed a spot on your armor. It was covered in some sort of slime monster, or
is my bag.
This was everything that was in your locker, sir, I promise.
He's just gonna like squeeze a little tighter.
You can go back and check yourself. I promise.
Can I insight check this guy just to see if
For sure.
if he's just the mouthpiece? That isn't. That's 22.
Oh, he is terrified, but also like he's smaller than you. He's not armed. You're not picking up any reason why he would want to deceive you when you could like twist of your wrist snap this cat's throat.
Will release their grip.
You are more than welcome to go and check the lockers back there, sir. I'm terribly sorry if there was anything that I missed.
Betty kind of like leans around Argus and kind of just pokes her head around and she says, "Who else had access to our stuff?"
Yeah. Where's the guest registry?
Yeah, how many other staff members do you have back there who would have had access to the lockers and cleaned our things?
There are 6 of us on staff.
Are you all here today?
Yes, I am the only one who has
them...
been back in the lockers area. It is.
You were the
secure
only
as we
one
can
who
make
touched
it.
our things to clean them?
To my knowledge, yes.
Are any of those people suddenly not here? On break, perhaps? Have they left the building since we arrived?
No, there is the worker up front, the others who walk around the pool, and myself. That is the staff that we have.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back there just to see, just to see if there's something waiting
he
for
walks
me in
with
the
you.
locker.
He unlocks a door. It's a simple wooden door.
Mhm.
It's not like there's a lot of high security here or anything.
Mhm.
And as you walk back there, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure. That is a dirty 20.
Great. With that dirty 20, you're going to scan this room that is, for the most part, candlelit. You can see that there is like a larger table that's set out. There's a couple of somebody's goods. There's like a little bit of steam in the room because you can see where like the clothes are washed. There's a basin in the corner for washing clothing. There's like everything you would need to like do minor repairs, small anvil for fixing metal things, leather maker's tools, and all of these lockers that have these little like chips that assign them and have a little description of the person they belong to. But it is at that point that you notice a movement in the far corner. It's kind of under like a bunch of bags at first, and as you're scanning this dimly lit room, typically most people wouldn't have noticed, but you see one bag, just kind of an empty bag, just slide right to the ground, indicating like a shifting of movement.
I think Argus does that owl thing where like they're looking at the lockers and then like they see that in the periph and their head just snaps, eyes wide, spotlights as they just stare, and they are like, do you want to come out of your own volition, or do you want me to grab you and then drown you in these baths?
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
That is a 26.
Okay. A little bit of movement shifts in the bags, and you would see as they all kind of slide away as a figure right about Soren's size stands up. And it's that axolotl that you would, as far as you can tell by coloration, you had seen in the pool before. And he's fully dressed at this point, wearing, I want to say not tattered clothing, but leathers, like some kind of worn cloth. His gear was not cleaned, or if it was, it is so dirty that even the cleaning that they did here could not get some of the stains out of it. And you can see that he is armed with a short sword at his hip, and some sort of device that's at his back. You can't necessarily tell what it is, but absolutely about, like, strapped across his chest is your bag of holding. All right, then, you found me. What of it?
I am trying to be a better man and a better king. A patient man and a patient king. So I will only ask you this once. Return what you took, or I will not be a patient man. I will not be a patient king. And he will like walk up to them and outstretch. Like he does not care that the weapon is drawn. Is the weapon drawn?
It is not.
Okay, he just walks up to him and like standing at his full height against this axolotl.
Okay. The axolotl absolutely looks you up and down. Give me 1 second here. And he, again, significantly shorter, soar in height. You see the little frills on the side just kind of flutter a little bit. And he says, yeah, Captain told me you were a big man. I think I'm going to take this back to me, Captain. I think I'm going to get myself a nice promotion. Maybe a raise, maybe ship of my own even. And you, well, good luck. And with that, he is going to dive under you. I will give you a dexterity save to catch him at disadvantage.
Would this be an athletics check to grapple him?
I could consider it that, but it will still be a disadvantage.
I'm okay with that.
Could Mochi and I set a trap across the doorway with my net? Like, would we have enough time?
We gotta get somebody in this net.
Hear this? Look, I've had the net for the whole 12 episodes. Okay, I've gotten to use one of them once. I would like to be able to use it and actually have it work. Okay, I'm sensitive about the net.
Let's see what Argus's roll is, and let's go from there.
All right. So disadvantage. That is a 19.
Okay. That is a dirty 20.
Damn.
Because a +7 to the save there. So you do get a grip on this figure, this character. Like, your hands wrap around the torso, but as it does, they squish inwards way too much, and you realize that this body is, by definition, soft. This is it has a pliable body, and as you go to compress, it squeezes out of your grip like one of those like slippery toys from the 90s, and just like dives right between your legs, and like on all fours for just a second, he is scuttling for the doorway. At this point, Mochi and Betty.
Sure, name my trauma, why don't you?
My M names got to me with a combination of you.
Let's go.
Betty and the Brights. I'm sorry, the Brights.
There we go.
We can do the Brights.
Yes, the Brights.
The Brights.
The streams and the pause. The Brights. What would you like to do? This will also be a disadvantage because this is like a surprise round sort of thing.
Okay.
But if there was something you would like to do.
kind of thinking like scrambling to pull my regular net out of my bag and tossing it across the doorway to Mochi to just kind of like hold the net across the doorway to see if we can just kind of catch them in the net as they're running out.
I think
Okay.
Mochi would be halfway through a spell, see the net coming at her, and like ditch the spell to catch the net. That's
Okay.
just gonna cast whole person.
Yeah, regular net, not the poison net, because I don't want to hurt Mochi.
Fair enough. In that
Mochi
case,
is poison proof.
we can call this a net attack, with Mochi providing it as a normal roll. So it's not going to be a disadvantage or advantage, just normal net roll to try to catch this this Pexian.
Get him, Betty.
If this doesn't work, I have an idea.
Oh, no.
But
I will point out you have several advantages and crits that are
Right.
pinned in our thing in Discord as well. Just
You
so you know.
are correct, I do. How do I, of course, I just think it's so funny that I'm like, no, yeah, why would I put down a roll for this? Because I just assumed it was going to hit the whole time, apparently.
First you're so sensitive about the net, and then
It's a 19 on the die. I don't know what my plus would be. If it's strength for throwing, that's a 23.
Oh, okay, 23. Yeah. Great. So let me pull this fella up.
Or I suppose if it would be like athletics to hold on to the net or whatever as they run into it, it's still 23. So, yeah.
Okay. This creature slips out of Argus's grasp, comes scuttling right to you, but in this narrow doorway, this choke point, you lay this net out, and as it goes to dive under, it realizes the space is too small. It's too small to necessarily jump over, and you adjust as you look for it, ready to jump, and the weighted ends of this net come right over it and stop it dead in its tracks. Let's go
Huzzah.
ahead and roll for initiative, because while it is stopped for this moment, it is a net. It does have the opportunity to like
Yes, it does.
break its way out of it. Also, while we were rolling for initiative, I do want to say that we are going to be doing our final giveaway for a Flora and Fauna pin. This is pin 5 of 5. If you would like to enter, we're going to do the giveaway at break. So I will announce that. Then we'll have a word to enter. But if you do want to get an enamel pin from Fauna and Flora International, please be around at break and make sure that we can reach out to you to get your details on where to send it, because they are sending them all in bulk from the UK. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do some initiative rolls here. Do I have anybody who is 20 or above?
22.
22, very nice. Okay. Anybody in the 19 to 15 range?
19.
19 for Mochi.
Where's my bonus? I have a 20 actually. 17.
20 for
17
for
plus
Betty?
3. 20, yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody in the 14 to 10? Okay.
Come on, guys.
Oh no.
Clarence and Soren, what you got?
Oh no.
what you got, Clarence?
I got 4 because I rolled
got
a 1.
4.
Okay. 4 club.
They're just
Yeah.
standing outside the room like, what the fuck? is happening
We
there?
were standing outside the room, like playing
talking.
like patty cake,
Patty
you know?
cakes,
We're
yeah.
having a good time.
All right, Quad Squad. Who do you want to go first?
I'll go first. If it's
Okay.
okay with Clarence.
Yeah, no. This is your element.
All of these, if it comes down to me, it's about to be real bad.
All right. Argus.
I'm
The Pexian is caught in a net that is essentially the surprise round of it. You can kind of think you're in a room that's like maybe 20 by 15, and the doorway is a 5-foot doorway. So you have Betty on the other side of it. This Pexian has been stopped just like 5 feet from the exit to the door. You are fully within range to run up to him. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take my bag back.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of reach under the net, and let's go ahead, because he is going to be holding on to it. So go ahead and give me, there's going to be a sleight of hand. Or actually, you can do athletics. You could try to, like, rip it away, but they are going to, it's going to be contested.
Sure. Would I have advantage because they're currently grappled in this net, and they have to like try to
Because it's on their person, I'm going to call this a straight roll.
Cool. I'm cool with that. Just have to make sure. That is a dirty 20 from me.
Okay, only a 19 from the Pexian. So by strength alone, like you feel the strap kind of like give way at one point, and the bag of holding is ripped clear from under the net, and the Pexian's kind of like glaring up at you. Hey, fighters keepers!
What's the name of their species again?
Pexian, P-E-X-I-A-N.
I am curious to know if a Pexian can drown.
Let me look that up.
Let me consult the paperwork over here.
Can I look at the paperwork real quick? That's.
Let me look at my own stat block here. Nope.
And they suffocate in sand.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, checking that one. Says air and water. It does.
Good to know.
That's a good question. I like that question. That's my action, and I'm not gonna use my bonus action for anything. And my movement, I think, is just gonna be to stand there, like wrapping the bag around my arm to secure it. Also,
you got it.
No, fuck it. I'll check it if I can in this turn.
Yeah.
And I'll check to see if the certain item I'm looking for is in there.
Yes. Your Borealis MacGuffin is absolutely in there. Anything you would have put in the bag of holding is in there. It does not look like this Pexian had enough time to actually rifle through and get anything out of it. Especially like the size of this crystal is almost like as big as your torso. Yeah. If they had it hidden on their person, it'd be easy to tell.
They're like
yeah. I ain't got nothing.
I don't have a thing. What are you talking about? It's like glowing. It's like chilly.
It's a skin condition. Betty, you are up.
Oh my gosh. I think Betty kind of looks over at Argus, like as she goes to like pull her bill hook off her back real slow, and is just kind of looking at Argus like, what's the plan here? Am I stabbing this guy or?
There are so many thoughts going through Argus's mind right now.
Oh, for sure.
Part of him, a big part of him, wants to, again, test Soren's theory. But another part of him wants to use them to let them get away, to lead us to our dear Pirate King. I'm gonna roll to see which fate he deserves.
We'll leave it up to the dice.
Yeah, we always do. That's a 3, so that's a odd. You get the set, like Argus hasn't reached over his weapon. He's like secured the bag, and like he's giving a look of, okay, that's secure. Let him, like, it's a look of let him go, but don't make it look convincing.
Okay. Then I think like Betty's like halfway through the movement of pulling the bill hook off her back, and she slides it back down and just reaches down and grabs the Pexian through the net and lifts him up onto his feet and kind of like holds him by the shoulders and leans in and says, "You're lucky. Argus is feeling generous today. So maybe you could do us a favor since we've let you live." And she kind of smiles with all of her teeth. Why don't you take us to your pirate king, or whatever it is that you call him?
Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll with advantage.
With a 17.
I am going to have him roll against that. Oh yeah, no, he rolled a 4 on that. I think even with +5 on that, he is not going to beat it. The eyes of this Pexian narrow as like you're gripping through the net. I suppose he is what a kind king then.
Very benevolent.
Beneficent.
Mm.
He just turned, and Argus is just staring into their soul.
Yeah, full owl stare at him. Yeah. Where's that on your step block? Okay, well that's pretty unsettling. Listen, I ain't trying to cause any trouble. It's just a bubble, ain't it? It's just why you even need it for? A captain really wants it, and the captain always gets what he wants. You understand?
Halfway through the talking, Betty just reaches over and just pushes her little paw against his mouth. Wait,
okay.
No. We're done talking. We're gonna take the net away, and you're going to take us to whatever this person's name is. You're gonna take us there, okay? Yeah. Okay. Good talk. Good chat.
Do you want me to try and make sure he'll do what we ask him to do?
Oh.
It's an option.
Oh.
I like that option.
Yeah, Betty kind of looks over her shoulder back at Argus again. Like, no, not a bad idea.
They can be very persuasive. And he said he hasn't blinked. He still has not blinked.
Mochi is blinking a lot.
Soren is like on the opposite side of Argus, and I have casted like Primal Savagery. So my normal gecko mouth is a full-on raptor's teeth, and he's just like, yeah.
Mochi's just looking adorable. She's just the cutest little red panda.
Some weird energy you all got going on here, but
Thank you.
You stole
several blinks.
Live with pirates, right? Like you pick that up.
Yeah.
We've sailed with pirates. Didn't we
Oh.
kill pirates?
We've exploded a few pirates.
Yes,
Yeah, we
I thought
definitely did kill a few pirates on the way here.
We
Yeah.
led them to the Feather Queen.
Yeah.
That's right. The Feather Queen. Yeah.
Clarence's band is some of them are dead pirates.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You
But
want to join their band?
yeah, wait.
Do you want to be in band?
Do you want to be friends? I feel like you don't have a friend if you live with pirates. Are you okay?
What's our alignment again?
Can everybody roll for overwhelmed, overstimulated?
Overstimulating?
Yeah.
You need a hug.
Well,
You got Uwu Panda, like overly friendly rabbit, stare owl,
Velasa lizard.
yeah, velocilizard.
Velocilizard.
Yeah, geckos have no teeth, so for them to
No.
have teeth is very
Suddenly
unlikely.
grow teeth.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's a
me
mouth that's
just
not
change-
meant for teeth.
Let me just change my Discord name to Uwu Panda.
Uwu Panda, yeah.
So cute.
So
Uwu war crime?
the Pexian kind of like is just like absolute head spinning over all this. Listen, fine. I can tell you where to go, and I can even give you a little tips here and there. Because honestly, if I come back at this point, they're gonna kill me anyways.
Oh, so
Oh,
it
great.
sounds to me like your options are dying here after you tell us how to get there, or dying there, or maybe.
Oh, there's a third option. Good.
Well, yeah, maybe you take us and we let you go,
yeah.
and
Have
then
you heard of Hath?
Oh.
Have you heard of that?
Sorry, Betty. I'm sorry. You were doing. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Betty just kind of like stops. She's like still holding on to the front of the net. She's like, I mean, that's
That
a good
one
point.
religious friend that's like, you're finally getting through to somebody. You're like, listen, Jessica, your drinking has been hurting everybody. And like, just
Have you thought about
wanna
God?
Come to you as friend. Have you heard of Jesus?
Oh.
Rebecca, what the fuck?
Come on. We talked about this. We had an intervention about this.
You can't keep doing this.
You can't keep doing this to everyone.
Or,
all right.
or
Fourth option.
you come with us and we let you go.
That's the third option.
Yes.
That's the third
Sorry,
option.
there's
Yes.
third option.
Mhm, yes.
Sorry.
But before we get there, but early enough that you will not be seen by your. It sounds like they're no longer your friends. It's unfortunate. I'm so sorry.
I mean, we weren't really that close to begin with.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Then it shouldn't be difficult. I'm still not blinking.
He's not like looking at you every now and then. He just kind of like looks back over his shoulder just to.
The zoom in gets faster.
Yeah. Anybody else see that? That's just me. All right.
That's
Yeah,
don't worry about
That's
it.
just his face. Don't worry about it.
I'm intensely worried about it.
You should be.
And I'm
You
like,
know what?
beans in. You should be.
Okay. I like option 3. Consider Mr. Squelch at your service. And he does
That's
like
a
a little
smart-
bow.
Smart option.
I love how we've
Yeah.
kidnapped 3 criminals at this point.
Yeah, we're rehabilitating them.
Exactly.
We have rehabilitated 2 of the 3 so far. We're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ferdinand like walks in the door at this point, and like Lorelai comes out, and she's just like she's thoroughly like defluffed, and like in unison they both go, "Another one."
You guys
Yeah.
keep trying to hurt us.
We're
so-
taking in strays.
It's true. Mr. Squelch, do you need a hug though?
Need a hug?
No.
It's crazy.
I just
Okay.
feel like,
Well, good chat. Good chat. I'm glad this worked out. But he kind of like claps him really hard on the shoulder and then pulls the net off.
He ripples with his soft body.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay.
well,
frozen.
You want to start showing us?
off you get.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nope, Annick's
Oh,
gone.
no.
There
We
it
lost
is.
Anniek, no!
We lost the mochi. Shit.
Oh,
Fuck.
geez.
What did you do to
Mochi just leaves.
Mochi?
Let's just go off
Cat
to the
Someone like
juice.
runs up
Invisibility.
on him like, "Where's mochi?"
Where'd you do?
It also looks like the stream has frozen.
Oh no!
Oh no!
What you
It's
do?
Panic.
everything.
We
Hey.
kidnapped another
Wait,
guy, and the stream was like, no.
Did
No,
we
no.
also
Not another one.
lose even?
No, Eva's,
Oh, no,
Eva's still
okay.
here because we're in the same place. We have internet.
Oh,
so I think
there it
I,
is.
s-
Okay.
I s-
I
yeah,
had
I
to
see the stream
refresh.
moving. I just
Okay.
all of our cameras are
I
off
had to
It's
refresh.
fine.
kilter. It's
Wait,
fine.
is
Hey
this-
folks,
this is-
you can once we hit break, it's gonna be hashtag squelch for
How do you spell that? How do you spell
SQUELCH.
SQUELCH.
Okay.
Yes.
Squelch.
Okay.
Exactly the way it sounds.
Gotcha.
Yes, this Pexian's name is Mr. Warwick Squelch.
That's a good
I
name.
love
Amazing.
him.
Solid
We
name.
should keep him.
We are.
Oh, yeah, we
For a little
kept
bit,
most of
anyway.
them.
I love pirate names because they're just like the most like old-fashioned, like Bartholomew Snitch, and it's like, oh, okay. Or it's like,
He'll
yes,
show up there.
Thomas
Hi.
Pendersnotch. And it's like, okay, yeah.
That's just great.
Bandersnatch.
Pandersnooch. You're like, that can't be your name. You made
That's
that?
that's no, that's
Did you
not
choose that name for yourself?
Did you choose that for yourself on purpose?
It's like Shadowheart. Did you pick that yourself?
I know.
You can tell us. We're your friends.
Yeah, it's okay.
You
did
shouldn't
you
be
make that
embarrassed by your
yourself?
creative choices.
I just want to be able to know your bad choices so I can support them.
Yeah, exactly.
How old were
We're
you
in this
when you made that
together.
name?
How old were you when you were like, that's the name I want to go by? How many were on the list before you picked that one? What was the decision to make that one the name?
Coin flip? Maybe try that coin flip a few more times.
That's like a What's the bard ability? Fucking. What's the cantrip for bards? The insult one?
Oh, vicious
Oh,
mockery.
vicious mockery.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just a vicious
Yeah.
mockery that keeps going.
Oh, here's.
Oh,
here's
no.
You have an Anniek.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey!
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because returned from the war.
Like we said, that was one war crime too many for my modem.
All good.
Let's just hope it holds because my poor husband has long COVID and the stairs are his natural enemy.
Oh,
Ugh.
no.
And our modem is downstairs.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Nickel.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we did establish that Mr. Squelch's full name, his full Christian name, is Warwick Squelch. Nick, whenever
That's
you get set
choice.
to jump back into the meets.
Meets. Oh, there it is.
But yes, with the net removed, do you like type his hands and anything like that, or is this just hey, we've scared you enough that we're gonna trust you of your own recognizance?
Can someone who's not Mochi pat him down to see if the bag was all he took? I don't want to touch him.
Okay.
Do I have to touch him then?
Do you ask that? Do you say that out loud?
Yes, absolutely.
Argus will just like reach down.
Or just like flip him over and just
No, yeah, but
shake.
Argus will literally like reach down, grab him by his ankle, and lift him.
Yep, there you go. No, but aren't they like sticky? Can't things stick to them even if you
I don't
shake?
think he's sticky.
I think he's just malleable.
Just slick.
Just
Yeah, he's
slick
just-
and
he's-
malleable. Those are
he
good
is
bad
soft.
words.
He is amphibious. He is soft. He has a very thick tail, which he can actually use to hold himself up. You can stand on your tail or dismount from it. That's kind of fun.
Oh.
Do they lose their tails like geckos? Is that a thing?
Oh.
Is it
Oh,
geckos?
if we cut the
that can
tail
lose
off, do
their
we get a
tails?
second one?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
do we get a second snatch?
Do we get a second squelch?
Because of how excited you are, I'm not answering your question.
God damn it,
Is that in
Derek!
character? I need to know.
Also, we still don't have captions on Christian, even though I'm back in.
What the hell is going on?
I haven't been there since the start.
Son of a bitch.
What was the tail question in character?
If we get
No, I
two
don't think
squelches,
so.
if we cut it off, no, that one wasn't. But whether
Okay,
or not, if our items would stick to him, that one was in character, because Mochi genuinely doesn't know.
Okay.
He doesn't seem particularly sticky, aside
Okay.
from his general like sticky fingered nature, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just
metaphorically.
thick-tailed and a bad person.
Yeah,
Check.
Yeah.
has
Just
a lack
Tell
of
him bad
bones.
person.
Yeah, Argus, you like grab at one of his ankles, flip him upside down, give a couple of shakes. A satchel of gold, small little bag of gold, falls out. His short sword slides out of its hilt. A pistol falls out, like single shot pistol falls from his back. That was the thing that you'd seen before. And then a letter drops out as well. A
Ooh.
letter that Argus you would recognize the detail from.
Yep. No, I
Thorn
got it.
picks up the gun.
Okay.
Well,
Great.
Well, it's like that's actually a question I have. Have any of us ever seen a gun before? Do we know
You know
what they are?
Mochi, and like it's definitely something that is relatively new, but not like it's rare, but you may have seen, like, if you're in contact with any type of artificer or
Yeah.
whatever they call it in Humblewood, like the gadgeteers,
The gadgeteers.
crafters. Yeah.
Okay.
It is something that can be done. They don't always fire like a shot, it's
Right.
not always gunpowder. Sometimes it's magically enhanced, and this one
Mm.
seems to have that sort of quality to it, where it probably isn't going to fire a bullet or a round. It's going to fire some sort of magical energy, but it also seems like it can do that once before needing to be like recharged.
Interesting. Okay.
Soren picks it up and is just like very confused and like stares.
Don't squeeze it.
I'm not.
Just
Where did you get this? And why do you
Captain
have it?
Captain equips us all with him.
Soren breaks it.
Oh.
Okay.
Someone doesn't like guns.
You definitely notice before you break it, it's very much like a flintlock, where the flint would be, like where the trigger would actually come down, the hammer would come down. There's a small like crystal that it seems like it would break, and that's where the energy would come from. Soren, go ahead and give me a strength check. Athletics,
doesn't
if you
like
want.
guns. Interesting. Okay.
He does not. Actually, is this metal at all?
It is.
Can I try and melt it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I would like to use heat metal to melt this thing then.
Yeah. You use heat metal, no check required. It just
What's
does
your
it.
age-defying plan?
You watch as the metal heats to a glow, and then like the wooden stock on it begins to singe as well, until you see the barrel actually melts down into a U. The small magical crystal fragmentizes as it does from the heat, and doesn't cause any serious explosion or anything like that. And yeah, the gun is essentially useless. It is just slag at this point.
What is the Pexian's reaction to that? When
It's
Sword
more
is just like with this magic item.
Hey, you got magic folk then. That's fancy.
Still hanging upside down.
Yeah, but he kind of leans in and is like, "So I wouldn't try anything, okay? Okay, good. Glad we're on the same page." And like reaches out and taps his cheek.
It's like the scariest like manager of a company. Like we here are we just want to make sure you're the safest you can be. Understand? It's like scared.
Yeah, don't. Like Soren like leans in after the pat on the cheek and is just. Do they make these, or do they get them from somewhere else?
The captain buys them from someone, but we also source our own crystals then.
I can't wait to meet your captain.
Yeah.
And he like leans back.
Well, why don't we hop to it? Argus, put him down. How's he gonna lead us?
I'm gonna like bend down and pick up the letter and just like rip it. Like, is it open already?
It's not. No, it has the wax seal on it.
Gonna pop that thing open.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to give that to you. Sorry.
I figured. And he's just gonna pop it open and read it.
It is addressed as it always has been, from Captain Blackbones.
Yep.
And it says, Argus, you're so very close now. Make sure you come with the item, and all shall be well. Jasmine is safe as she ever has been, and is well taken care of, I assure you. But tides have a sense of turning, and if the ship don't come right, it don't sail. To make my metaphor perfectly clear, don't cause any trouble, and you all get to leave here intact and more or less how you came. Cause trouble, and I will kill you and all you came with in the most horrible way I can imagine. And I have a very good imagination. Be well.
If you have to clarify your metaphor, it's not a good metaphor.
Captain has a tendency to do that.
I don't think he means for us to be well.
But he kind of like leans in and points at the bit where he says he's gonna kill us all, and she says, "Sounds like a threat."
We don't like those, right?
No.
I thought it was just kind of a hope and a dream, because obviously that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Mr. Squelch, let's get going. Clarence links arms.
Mr. Squelch.
Links arms with him, and does actually start skipping, and is like, "Why don't you tell me everything about yourself? I would love to put you in a song."
Oh, so then. That's very kind of you. You walk out of the moon pools, and give me just one moment here.
I love how we broke into this establishment. We're like, let's see your back, the back of your establishment real quick. Don't even try to stop us. And they're like, okay, we're ready. Okay. We came out with a thief, and they were like, that's your business.
No, they just pointed at the little sign that says check your bags at your own risk. Management takes no responsibility. Just tap the sign while we walk out.
And they're like, maybe we should change that sign because I almost got choked to death.
It might be our responsibility now.
It might be our responsibility at this point.
The sign just gets changed to say, "Do not touch the employees."
Please.
Please keep your hands to yourself.
We can't do anything, but please.
Hands has a little asterisk.
4.
Hands, paws, scales, whatever.
2.
Okay. You go to walk out of the moon pools and back onto the city streets. And as you do, you hear this roar of thunder come from above. And you see all like the city folk out and about. The Allurans, like, you see that there's a city watch. You know, they're holding halberds and shields and a little bit of armor. There's merchants all about. You're kind of in like this merchant district. But when that roar of thunder kind of like rips through, it's one like you've never heard before. The rain suddenly seems to like slowly dissipate and then stop. And as it does, like no insight check needed, everybody starts looking up at the sky in a panic. And the guards pull out these warning horns, these war horns that they just start to blow on these short, sharp, just toots. Bum, bum, bum. And as they're doing, it's like this alarm is going off. You can hear them coming from all over the city, and everybody starts running for whatever cover they can. I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw from all of you as a massive, like the size of Argus, chunk of ice comes falling from the sky right in the center of you.
Okay.
Well, I guess we understand much better what's happening here. This is great. Amazing.
Chunk of that's as big as Arcus, good lord.
Yeah, no, this is like massive hail.
Mochi proving she's a dexterous little raccoon panda creature with a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic.
Hey, I also got a natural 20.
Hey! We're still amped from what happened in there, and we're just on the alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm honestly on the alert because I don't know. I don't know if this guy's gonna get assassinated as we're trying to walk into this shit. That's what Christian thought was happening when we walked down.
Like, oh yeah.
Like he got an arrow in the head. I was like, oh, that's that. But no. Iceberg.
It's okay, I have Revivify. He'll be our friend forever.
Ever.
And
Alright.
Let's all our alignments for a second real quick.
I'm pretty sure I'm like true neutral or chaotic neutral or some bullshit like that.
Some bullshit. That's how you know. That's how you know it's real.
Did anybody get below a 15? Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
All right.
Oh no.
How did our NPCs that our new guide do?
Lorelei's
Yes.
made of dexterity.
Yes, for the sake of this, Lorelai and Ferdinand are able to like duck just indoors as this.
I was
this
suggest
happens.
Soren gets
They
fucked.
step out, step back in.
We're out of this one. Sorry.
We don't exist.
Yes. For your companion, that is a dirty 20 as well. So, everybody who succeeded, you are going to take half damage, which is going to be 10 points of cold damage. Soren, you are going to take 20 points of cold damage as this glacial rock essentially shatters and all this fragmentation kind of splash damages at all of you. And as you look around, this is not a singular event. The sky is raining these ice spikes all over the city. They're tearing through tents, and they're smashing on buildings. They're tearing through brick and stone, and you're hearing these warning horns as well. The guards are trying to get to cover as they're carrying these large tower shields over their head, and you watch as an ice spike shatters on their shields, knocking them prone to the ground. In all the mayhem, the Mr. Squelch is going to turn to look at all of you, and he goes, "Ain't none of you keeping me safe." And he is going to reach for the bag that Argus has. Argus, you described that you have it pretty tightly wrapped around your arm, so I will give you advantage on this. But he is going to try to steal it back from you.
How dare you? That's another natural 20 with advantage.
Let's go.
Get him.
Okay. I also rolled a natural 20.
Ooh.
Let's so what is
Rollies again?
we can do we're gonna roll off, or we can go ahead and do bonuses. What's your bonus?
Total 29.
What?
29. Okay. He only got a 27 on that, but I am going to use his riposte feature and add 3 to that. So that would make it a 30. So
Can Mochi see this happen?
oh yeah, no, he's right in the center of the
Yeah.
wall.
Mochi will grab her holy symbol and say, "You should have listened about half," and cast one of her portents and tell him he rolled a 4.
Okay. All right.
Got him.
Can't do anything about that then.
You can't stop
There's
God.
just this little this shadow raccoon pops out in front of his face and just goes, "Meow."
We are going to keep our initiative from before, as he now with the ice involved, he is trying to make a break for it. I actually have a battle map for this.
Ooh,
It is a very
yay.
tall battle map, so bear that in mind. Let's see, where do I want to place you all? Probably right down here at this southern point. So let me move you all over to this map. This is a map from Shay and Peku, as many of ours are. This is City Rooftop Escape, which is one I've been hoping to use for a while. So if you would like to place
love
yourselves
that
at
one.
this very southern little corner right here, this little spot right by the tree there, and we'll get Mr. Squelch on there as well.
I've decided I don't like Mr. Squelch.
I think that's fair.
I think that's right.
I think we were being reasonable. He was being put in a song. He had a new religion. He was going to be in Clarence's band.
Don't
It was
worry.
all good stuff.
He's still gonna make it to Clarence's band.
Yeah.
He's still
and
going to
sing
make
a
it to
song.
Clarence's
He's-
band.
He'll still make that audition.
Don't worry.
Oh, jeez.
Are we, guys?
I said no back.
Are we the bad guys?
At this point,
We're
No.
we're their bad guys.
We're
Yeah,
the
we
bad
are.
guys.
No.
they're bad.
We are reacting to things that are happening to us.
True.
Okay.
We're not
Stole from
starting
us.
shit.
We're reactionaries. It's
Yes,
better.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't help it if our reactions are a little harsh.
Look,
Yeah,
I
how
was
we
going to
feel
let
in
him
the
be
moment.
until he went for your bag again.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, this is why Clarence is still
There's Mr.
chaotic
Squelch.
good. It's because Clarence is just reacting to the bad things that happens to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Also, Derek,
Mhm.
for this glacier that just hit Soren, I would like
Yes.
to use absorb elements just to take half of that damage.
For sure.
Ooh.
Okay, then you only take 5. Very nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and
Doesn't he take
Let's
10 because he took the full 20?
Yeah, I would only take 10.
oh, you're right. Yes.
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
But you would also
Um,
hold 10, right? Because that's how you've absorbed the next. attack.
Exactly. He gets the full 10. That's why he needs the 10 and not the 5.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's stored for later.
Okay, so I'm going to have the storm go at the top of the turn order, so that will go before Argus. But we can say that Mr. Squelch just took his turn, so we can go to Soren, then Clarence, then start all over.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I like that.
Like,
That's nice.
I'll bet you do, you
we- all right, we're-
chaotic something.
um,
Chaotic good my ass.
yeah, I'm sick of him already. Because what do you mean? I need to double check one thing with absorb elements because it's very specific on what I can do to attack. I don't care. It's fine. Soren is absolutely pissed because 1, you tried to steal from us. 2, you tried to steal from us. 3,
Steal from your choice. Yeah.
And you tried to run away from it again. So Soren grabs his staff and you see like this dark Icarus like brownish energy start to come up on it. And he's going to I'm gonna have him move closer to Mr. Squelch. Just be about right there. And he is going to hit him as hard as he can with Bud. And I am using inflict wounds.
Okay.
So give me 2 seconds. I forgot that is not on this stinking spell list because I'm using one of Bud's attacks. So give me 2 seconds. Can I upcast this? I can. So I'm going to upcast it to 2. So I'm burning 2 of Bud's charges. And that is, I have to roll this manually. A 19 plus. Does a 28 hit?
Oh, yeah.
Just had to make sure.
For sure.
Okay. So that is 4d10.
Okay.
Let's go. Good start.
You had
Good
one
start.
job, buddy. That is 23 points of necrotic damage.
Let's go.
Is your cold damage added to that too, or no?
It's a melee attack. I don't know if Derek will call it with a melee spell attack.
You can add it if you want. That's very tight.
That is on top of that 6 cold damage.
Okay.
Derek just doesn't want to play Mr. Squelch anymore.
I love Mr. Squelch. Don't you dare.
We were trying to be nice, and he hits him real. Yeah. And that's it. That is where I am right now.
Mr. Squelch deflates a little bit as you hit him, like his soft body kind of like concaves to the hit, very like Ghibli-esque as you. Next up we have Clarence.
All right, and a point of clarification here, Derek.
Clarenceification.
Clarenceification. Is standing under a tree and or the overhang of a roof enough to escape this storm damage, or do you need to be like under total cover?
I would say like this like tented roof area. I've described that as the ice is breaking through that. I'm pretty sure it would break through a tree as well. Like
Okay.
I think you're going to have to be inside a building, and even then it's not totally safe, as you can see the ice kind of breaking through rooftops.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the building that Clarence is currently standing next to have an opening where Clarence is?
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that's the doorway that you all. I'm presuming.
Oh, yeah.
This map is made for one thing. I've obviously
Yeah, that's
described like the Allurans, obviously, or they use conical shaped buildings for the sake of this and running on rooftops just in case. We're using this map, but yeah, we can consider that the moon pools. So Ferdinand and Lorelei are still inside, like taking shelter, because this is a stone building as well. It stands a little more hardily than some of the market tents that you are in the area of.
Okay.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
For sure.
The guards were using their tower shields to keep themselves safe. Would Argus and Mine shield work as well? Considering I have a sentinel shield. It's not like
it
wood,
knocked them
metal.
prone. Yeah, it knocked them prone, and I'm gonna say because we're doing dexterity saving throws to like dive out of the way, there's no level of like armor or shielding that's going to protect you from a like
direct hit.
Medium-sized block of ice falling from the sky that's also spiked. Like the guards are not getting up. They're probably unconscious. They're probably not dead, but there's splash damage and there's the impact itself. holding up a shield is probably not going to be enough to defend yourself from that.
Okay, so with that, Clarence is gonna start casting a spell, and the wording of this spell isn't there normally like sing-songy type of way. It's more of like dread, scary whispering. As Clarence is casting blindness / deafness onto Mr. Squelch. So Mr. Squelch needs to make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 16, and I would like to use one of my crits to make it at disadvantage.
Okay, I will allow that. You really like saying Mr. Squelch, don't you?
I do. I really do.
It's unfortunate he's our enemy now.
You said Constitution saving throw?
Yes, please.
Okay. At disadvantage, he only has a +2 to that. So that's an 11. That would be a dirty 20. So it is an 11.
Oh, an 11? Okay, so he fails. So he is now blinded for the duration of 1 minute. At the end of his turn, he can make a Constitution saving throw to try to get out of it.
Good to know.
Oh, and there's so many turns between now and then.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And like an ice storm. Okay. And then Clarence is going to be like, you should have listed about half, man. Like, now your song is going to end quite sad. And Clarence is going to step back into the building.
You heard me.
You heard me. Fades away.
All right. Everyone except for Clarence, then we are tapping the order. Let's go ahead and do a dexterity saving throw, please.
I have a quick question about this.
Yes, please.
Of course, now as I'm looking at my character sheet, I'm assuming this is an effect we can see. Like I could see this giant chunk of ice coming in.
Oh, they're all coming down.
Cool. I'm gonna use my danger sense to take advantage on this roll.
All right.
Oh.
Anyone who got below a 15, you were going to take 22 points of cold damage.
So 11 if you saved?
If you saved, yeah, it's 11 if you saved.
Oh, scared me. I was like, oh no.
Rough.
The Titanic next? What's happening?
Yeah, there's one captain out there who's just like, I don't care, full speed ahead.
Oh wait, our companion is blinded, so he can't make the save. Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, he absolutely failed. So he is going to take all 22 points of damage, and you watch as a chunk of ice just splats onto Mr. Squelch. Absolutely splatters the Squelch. And,
splatters the Squelch. Yeah.
What's going on? I can't take.
Oh, wham! And splash damage again for all of the chunks of ice everywhere. That is the environmental turn. Arcus, it is your turn. Mr. Squelch is looking pretty rough. He is blinded. He's been chunked. He's been smacked a couple of times. Squelch is not having a good day.
It's rough, dude.
Sucks to suck, thief.
Make better choices.
I mean, in this storm, this sudden storm doesn't look like it's gonna let up anytime soon.
You could do a nature check, or even Arcana, really, because I would think, Argus, you spend enough time around magic that you can see that this storm has like swirls of color in it that you've never seen in a storm before. Gotcha. And you lived through 5 years of a storm.
Yeah.
Like this has a magical quality to it.
Yeah. All right. That's a 17. That's not bad for me. That's a 16 plus 1.
You can absolutely see that there is like some sort of magical energy that is channeling through this storm. And it also seems to be like intensifying, but also burning itself out. Okay. With a 17, that's what I'll give you. This isn't going to last too much longer, but it's going to be rough. You're not in the eye of the storm anymore, but you're almost on your way out.
Since is he knocked prone because he's blind? It doesn't really matter. So I will have advantage on this regardless. I will raise it to knock him out. I will just like let the weight of the hammer fall on top of him.
Sure.
And just Christian feels like overkill, but like fuck it. He tried to rob us not once, but twice. That is a 16 to hit.
A 16. Is that rolling with advantage? Because he is blinded.
Yes.
Okay.
Rolling with advantage.
Let's see. A 16 does not hit, actually. So here's you walking up, and he squelches to the left, and you owl to the right.
Damn squelchers.
Take it back now, y'all.
Take it back now, y'all. One squelch this time. 29 hit.
29 hits. Yeah. He has an AC of 17.
Okay. That is 16 damage.
Okay. Looking incredibly rough at this point. Mr. Squelch, like, trying to rub whatever magical quality is out of his eyes. He kind of puts his little paws up. Fine. All right, I give up. No more hammers or sticks or nothing else. No more ice, please. Just, I will do what you'll ask me to, and no more thieving then.
He's standing outside in the storm. So like Argus took a step back to like not get like caught in another like iceberg explosion.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like, you're free to run along if you think you can survive the storm. Go right ahead.
I learned my lesson. Can you please take me inside and not kill me? Third time's a charm, eh?
Is he wearing a shirt?
Yeah, he's very buccaneer dressed.
Okay.
So there's like, you know, kind of like a linen shirt that has the little like cross section tassels at the top.
Okay.
How hurt does he look?
Pretty beat up.
Pretty beat up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's you know, on a scale of 1 to 84, he's at like a 7.
Aw.
Ouch.
Actually,
Poor
Betty,
buddy.
I'm gonna say he's not wearing a shirt and he is weirdly tattooed. Like it is.
Okay. Did he have he had a holster for the gun on his back, right? For the
He
device?
did, yeah. He was wearing like
Okay.
a bandolier that held the sword at the side.
Is that
and
still
the pistol
attached
in
to his
back.
person?
It is.
Okay. I think on Betty's turn, she's gonna grab a hold of that across the back area,
Mhm.
and just kick his feet out from underneath him and drag him back into the building with Clarence.
Okay.
So like he doesn't know who's doing it. He doesn't know what the plan is or what's happening here. She doesn't want to hurt him. She's just dragging him back into the building.
Get the net.
Yeah.
You do so. I presume everybody's going back inside. And a few moments later, the ice kind of like also slows. It's thundering clunks all against the cobblestone ground against the buildings. And the rain kind of like, there's a moment where there's a couple last massive chunks of ice. They're getting smaller and smaller, and the rain begins to patter down, and eventually the ice ceases. And the rain is already like, it's warm in this tropical area, and it's already beginning to melt the ice chunks that are like littering the ground now. And you start to hear these longer blasts of these war horns all over the city, kind of giving this all clear. And Allurans seem to pop out from all the buildings that they were hiding in, and you know, some of them go back to their business. Some of them look at broken carts or, you know, shattered tents or whatever else, and are trying to assess the damage. And as you all have taken cover once again in the moon pools, Mr. Squelch, thoroughly beat up but still alive, and this time he says willing to help. That's where we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Huzzah,
So-
indeed.
Indeedy.
So it is going to be hashtag Squelch, that's SQUELCH, to win a pin from Fauna and Flora International. This is pin 5 of 5, so this is our last opportunity. We will have more games after this. But unless Fauna and Flora sends me more free stuff or offers more free stuff, they haven't actually sent it to me. Yeah, and until that happens, this is the last giveaway that we have for Fauna and Flora merch. So this is a great opportunity. Enter hashtag Squelch. Will announce at the end of the game, but this is your chance to enter now. Please make sure that if you have entered, that we can reach you in some sort of way, so we can mail you those pins, or Fauna and Flora can mail you the pin. We'll be back in about 10 to 15. Do the things, take care of yourselves, pet your pets, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in just a minute. Hail and welcome back, Humble friends. This is Humblewood Yonderbound, second season of Humblewood here on Sword and Key. We have a giveaway currently because this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International, a wonderful organization that works all around this globe of ours to preserve, protect the biomes that various animals live in, the animals that live within them. So everything from the Arctic to the rainforest, from deserts to savannas, they work on every continent, even Antarctica, I found out, to protect the animals there and the oftentimes fragile environments that animals live in, made all the more fragile by human encroachment. So as education is important, as human civilization continues to expand, Fauna and Flora is there to provide that education, provide the support, and provide care to animals to reintroduce endangered species into environments that were otherwise inhospitable to them, and ensure longevity. So if you are a fan of any type of animal, please consider donating to Fauna and Flora International. Please check out their website, Fauna and Flora International. You can check out their shop. It's got some great stuff in there if you like red pandas, pangolins, rhinos, gorillas. They got something for a lot of different animals that you're sure to love. I'm a big pangolin fan myself. And we are doing a giveaway right now for one of 5 pins. This is actually pin 5 of 5. So this is the last opportunity. It is hashtag Squelch in chat, SQUELCH, and we will announce the winner at the end of our stream. So let's jump back into stuff. The storm continues above. However, the irregular ice chunks falling from it have ceased. And as you all step back out onto the cobblestone streets and see the Aluran capital of Halara kind of coming back to life, you kind of get the vibe that, like, a couple other guards show up to pick up the guards that fed on. You're getting the vibe that this isn't new. They had a warning sign. They had signals to indicate when the storm began and when it stopped. People knew where to go. This felt practiced in a way that a lot of people are kind of just like, oh, well, this is life now. We just have to deal with weird stuff falling from the sky from time to time. And it's as you're now looking around, you notice that there's, like, up on the rooftops, more builders than you had noticed before, just making quick fixes here and there. There's street vendors that have push brooms that are kind of gathering all the ice, pushing it into gutters. There's a sewer system here. So it definitely feels like, well, this is just a day that ends in the letter Y, where, this just happens. So you do have Mr. Squelch, who is unarmed and has been beaten pretty severely into submission, after trying to steal from you all twice now. But third time's the charm, as he has kind of put his hands up as well as his indications towards thievery. What would you all like to do?
Yeah, I said before I went on break, but Mochi's just gonna like toss little healings into the downed guards.
Sure.
They got smashed by with their tower shields, and just try to pick them all back up.
And yeah, these are 2 like larger Argus-sized sun Allurans, more lion-like than like the lynx-like moon Allurans. And they have these pointed helms on them, these big tower shields, these spears and halberds. And as you walk over and just cast that magic towards them, they kind of straighten up. Thank you, little
Mochi, Cleric of Hath. You're welcome. You should read up on Hath. She's giving me the magic to help you right now.
You have done a favor for us, so I will do a favor for you. Do not spread your blasphemy in our city. It is a good way to end up in bad places.
Not the religious kind. Got it.
Mochi's just going, oh, I love ending up in bad places.
We follow
Must resist.
the true faith of the sun and the moon. And any speech otherwise is condemned by our queen.
Oh, so sun and moon, yes. Stars, no, even though some people believe the sun is also a star? Is that what we're...
I have warned you once against the heresy.
Noted.
I love how you answered the request of don't to say heresy with asking a direct question of heresy.
I'm trying to see how much heresy there could potentially be.
What's Hera, and then where's the C part, Alex?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's gonna be
Where's
like
the
little...
line?
Exactly. I love a good line.
Just
I also-
it's like the little schism, just a little heresy.
Just
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
schism.
Also, the whole you end up in bad places has Mochi going, ooh,
This is a shot.
those sound like fun. And she'll just go, well, duly noted. Thank you very much. And just mentally goes, all right, healing absolutely nobody here ever again. If they can't appreciate Hath, they don't get her fucking magic. Check. And she'll heal herself because she took an ice chunk to the face.
She's not petty.
This is a Mochi the petty cleric.
She's 8.
If there's any time to be petty, it's when you're 8 years old.
Exactly. She was trying to be nice. And they called her a heretic. She's not a heretic, she's a cult leader.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
It's a very important legal difference. Yes.
Legal distinction.
I think while Mochi is going around doing, spreading the word of Hath and doing all good things, Clarence is gonna go with Argus. Hey, Argus, can I see the thing?
Sure. We're gonna go back inside to do that. Can't really pull that thing
Yeah. No. Yeah,
out
yes.
of here.
Correct. Yes, let's find a sketchy alleyway and or a room that has no one in it.
Right.
Head back inside the baths.
Leading on to the sketchy alleyway as the first thing.
Have you met Clarence?
That undead road is getting real undead.
No, Clarence is as much in love with bad places as Mochi is. That's just where the fun happens.
Well, Argus taught Clarence how to be a criminal. That's in season 1.
I think it's like even episode 1 or 2 when we went to the roots of the older heart. It was just messy.
Yes.
Clarence drags Soren along too.
And like all you see is like Soren is like moving like the sand, and it has like a small like orb in his hand now. He was casting Druidcraft and he's like, Clarence!
Well, look, this is the point.
Okay. Coming.
Before I'm dragged off, I'm just gonna go over to Lorelai and Ferdinand, handing them the letter. Yes. It seems like our dear captain was trying to be cheeky, and in doing so, their plan failed, which means they're closer than we thought. We need to find them immediately.
Well, we know where to find them, don't we? Wayfair.
Something tells me they've got more people around here. Otherwise, why would they try to steal it and then leave the letter, acting like they didn't steal it?
Why don't you try to question the Squelchman and see if he has more information?
like looks over at the beat up man. The beat up and bruised guy.
Yar.
Sorry, I caught me off guard. Affirmation, yar. That's me.
Yar to all of you.
Yar.
Yar.
Yar, see?
Yar to you and also to you. Yar be with you.
Careful, that's heresy.
We lift up our sails. Yes.
Would you be willing to answer our question, or do I have to leave my assassin and my second to get the answers from you?
He looks like over your shoulder to like your Corvum, who's just like fiddling with way too many knives, and then the massive rooster that's like holding a battle axe and like just tapping it in his feathered hand. I'll be honest. I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Whatever I have information for, it's at this point it's yours. Learn me lesson.
After getting my ass beat by two times in a row, learn my lesson. All right then. Where do we start?
Argus, do you want a little... Look, I know we beat him twice and you really believe him, but maybe just a little zone of truth? Just a small one?
Well, if you feel like that's the answer, I can. Magic is not.
I mean, I could fully Ferdinand him, but I'm trying to be good.
I can fully just trap him in a contract for 30 days. No, don't waste that high kind of level magic on them. They don't deserve it.
Fair.
The zone of truth is fine. Again, I'm not versed in.
It's just a little spell. I use more spells to talk to your wife all the time. Don't worry about it. Not a word of a lie in there.
Not a word of a lie in there.
Which should be concerning.
It
Mochi
is.
will
Puts that in the back pocket. I'm like, oh, I gotta figure that out.
Look, when Mochi's bored, she casts Sending to Killer Queen. Don't worry about it. Mochi will cast...
going on? How long have you been bored just talking to my wife without me knowing?
Somewhere between season 1 and season 2, when I got so many spell slots that bedtime sending was a perfectly valid option. Someone gave an 8-year-old sending, okay? It's like if...
It's like giving an 8-year-old a cell phone with unlimited texting ability.
Unlimited data.
Look, Mochi learned a lot of things.
I
And
work
some of
with
those-
8-year-olds. I can't even imagine. Just be like, who would win in a fight between Superman and God?
just God in general.
Okay, Mochi's 8 is like equivalent to like 17 or 18. So think more
Right.
sorority girl level with unlimited texting.
Oh
Mhm.
God,
Maybe
it's
the
even worse.
Queen.
And a troll.
That's terrifying.
Who win? Superman or God?
Who
Texting
would
the
kiss
people
better,
that
Superman or
you're...
God?
I was about to say, okay, smash, marry, kill, God, Superman, or that one neighbor from down the way, you know, the one with the hair.
Or Tim Allen from the Santa Claus? It's like,
Oh no!
God.
weird poll.
Weird poll.
And then
I'd like to cast Zone of Truth on Squelch
Okay. What does
before
it say?
Mochi's lore gets too expansive.
Well, it's a radius, right? So we all gonna get trapped in
Yeah.
it. Or...
Yes. Well, you can step out of the radius if you're like, I don't want to be in here because it's 15 feet.
Mm-hmm. I'll stand.
All right. It's a charisma saving throw that you can choose to fill if you want to.
Does Lorelai and Ferdinand stay? Or do they leave?
Lorelai steps the fuck out.
Of course she
Um,
fucking does. Ooh.
Tell them the
Lorelai
truth.
watches as like this glowing circle kind of like emits on the ground. She's like, nope, not this one.
You're not catching me. Telling the truth.
Yeah, Ferdinand, I think by the point of the gas spell in the first place, stays in, willingly fails.
Mhm.
You can tell that Squelch does resist a little bit, but he ultimately does fail.
Beautiful. Mochi will also willingly fail.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Argus will willingly fail. He doesn't care.
Neither does Mochi at this point.
So, the plan. What was it?
The plan for the captain, you mean?
Yes.
Well, he set up an ambush for you at Wayfair, where we've taken over the entire village, and essentially subjugated the people therein to serve us, as he's sort of set up a small little sub-kingdom, as you understand, and he's prepared, to kill you on sight.
And yet he had you try to steal my bag.
That was more a bit of initiative on my part. I was actually just supposed to deliver the letter and loosely threaten you, and then squelch my way away. But I was going to take it upon myself to get this this bauble for the captain that he has his eyes set on. Rather.
Why does he want it so bad? Has he told you?
Well, it's as I understand it, big piece of magical whatnot, and we can chip off little bits of it and put it into our pistols and the like, and use it for hurting people.
Did we know that was possible? That sounds like a new development. We didn't even know that could be done.
So you do know that the Borealis is chipped off of like a larger magical crystal. Like
Yes.
it is a fragmentation of a larger crystal. The realization that they're basically like smashing magical rocks to then like shoot stuff, that you have not seen before.
Mm-hmm. How many of there are you in number waiting for us at Wayfair?
31, including the captain. Well, I guess 30, because I was one of the 13 at one.
Is there a call sign for you if you are late? Or have you any device to communicate with your captain if and when the job is done?
I believe there were scouts in the trees, but otherwise, we do have a whistle that we could make, or play on an instrument if that's your proclivities. But yeah, it's just a little, and that's a indicator that your friend, not foe. And there's a challenge. You'll hear it first, and then it's, and then you do the da da da, and then yeah.
Do we hear when he does that? Do we hear like there's a second of no noise?
Yeah, you don't hear like any response because you're inside at this point.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. No, it'd be wild if like an Alurin just like peeked his head in.
Hey, you calling for me? Oh shit!
Huh?
Run.
Fuck!
Did you have anybody with you?
No, I was sent on this mission by myself. That's the
Do you believe
squelch
that?
way is to get in and squeeze my way out.
Do you believe that?
Do I believe what?
Do you believe that you were truly sent alone?
As far as I'm aware. Captain's really hoping for the ambush. Honestly, he's probably going to be pretty pissed that I mucked this one up.
Let's say he's gonna be real mad at you for getting caught stealing the bag.
Oh, for sure. No, he's going to torture and kill me. Absolutely. Like, this is absolutely the end of Old Squelch.
You want to talk about where your soul goes after death?
Not particularly.
Alright.
I find it a terrifying conclusion to come to.
What a crazy question to ask in the middle of interrogation.
Well, look, if he wants to turn himself over to Hath at a prime point in his life, we should be giving him that option. But if he'd rather go to hell, then sure.
Is that the option?
I don't know.
Not
I
even
really
a concept in
don't.
Humblewood. Like, there's-
Hell, what is that place? It sounds bad.
Hell is when your fur is shedding for a year.
Mochi is establishing the concept of hell. It truly is a schism.
It's humble heck.
It's humbling.
Humble heck, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh
Well,
my
heck.
god. Jesus.
Does that mean I did 2 schisms in 2 seasons?
Yes. Congratulations.
I'm gonna have a little Tweety of Nicaea.
This ambush you're talking about, I assume we're just supposed to walk through the town gates and then they all surround us on all sides? What's the plan there?
So this is the captain's brilliance, you have to understand, because there's two ways to get to Wayfair. You can go by water, you can go by land, and he's prepared for both. Because the town of Wayfair really isn't that large, all things told, and the jungle's pretty difficult to manage through, so you kind of do have to take the path that's carved, or take the boats up the river. But he's prepared with 8 cannons to just absolutely splatter you the second that he sees you.
All these theatrics, I thought he wanted to meet me face to face.
No, he's mighty fine with a sword, but he's also, half decent tactician. Gotten us out of more than a few scrapes, and you don't get to his level by fighting everybody face to face.
Sounds like he's scared.
Well, wouldn't you be? I mean, fucking look at him. And he points to Argus.
And what about... There's a woman.
Oh, right. Your lady friend.
Yes, my lady friend. Is she truly okay?
I haven't seen any harm done to her. If anything, she's been, bound at the hands, but otherwise, not allowed near anything sharp. But she's been fed proper. Definitely kept away from most of the crew, but treated fairly well. I think there is, especially speaking of fear, he looks over at Betty, there is definitely some fear as if anything were to happen to her, that the deal might not... We have to hedge our bets.
Hedge your bets that I will come for you, even with explosions at my left and right.
Aye, yes.
Part of me is flattered. The other part of me is more angry than you know.
It's fair.
Above table.
Yeah.
Our plan was we're gonna get there a week early, correct? But yet they were gonna leave this letter here today, and not
Nice.
like.
So, Mr. Squelch was left in town to watch for you.
Okay.
So essentially, he did follow you to the baths. He was watching you all in the baths and was trying to, like,
Bert.
it's a communal bath.
That's fine.
Okay, so he was just stationed here to watch for us.
Okay, so in that vein, then, they probably don't know that we've arrived early because he hasn't had a chance to go anywhere or tell anybody. So that
Right.
part is still good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is there a way or path into Wayfair that would assure that I could get closer than the 2 options you've presented?
You could try your way managing through the jungle. Or you could somehow, well, can you fly? I don't know if that's an inappropriate question to ask, but you can try coming from above. We don't have any cannons pointed at the sky, or from underground, even.
I will look over at Soren. Do those seem like viable options for you? You know, you are more familiar with this place than I am.
I think if we do the underground, I think that would work. But then Soren leans in and is like, if we bring you back to your boss, how would it be easier to play it up that you caught us?
It might be a little difficult to believe that good old Mr. Squelch caught all of you, but one or two of you, perhaps.
He's meant to be a thief, not a warrior.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, I think if we can definitely try underground. I think that'll work.
Underground, I mean, would the jungle be safe? Well, with your guidance, would the jungle be...
Oh, yeah.
Cut through the jungle, cut even more time, because he's not expecting us for another week. I'm sure Mr. Squelcher was surprised to see us as much as your dear captain will be when I'm wringing his neck with an anchor.
Okay.
Like, okay. Like, okay, I guess. How, like...
Do you need, like...
Have we seen a map of this, like, continent/land yet?
Yeah. So, let me move you all over to that.
Do Betty and I need to, like, babysit this guy while you go inside with Clarence and Soren?
Yeah.
Make sure he stays put.
So you all are actually at Halara, which is marked there with a star. So ultimately, you are going to reach this spot right here. Wayfair is right at this little delta of rivers right here.
All right. Okay. So I'm guessing there was an official path, and then you said by sea is also another path. So if we cut through the jungle, that cuts our time again significantly.
So if you take the normal path to like the trodden path, it's not paved or anything, but it's a dirt path that will take you about 2 days to get to Wayfair. If you take the river system, you can see it kind of feeds out there a little bit, kind of ropes up around. You absolutely can. That would take you right around the same amount of time. You could probably even cut across from Halara and cut through some of that river system there. Going through like the dense jungle itself, that's going to put you at half speed. If you're not going to take the path, it's going to take you probably about 4 days of like blazing a trail through thick jungle to get
even
there.
with like Soren's like guidance, it would take that long.
For sure, just difficult terrain alone.
Okay.
Like Soren could probably move through it pretty quickly. It's the rest of you in armor cutting through foliage and everything else, because that's why the path is made in the first place. You probably don't have as much to worry about the first day, because they are waiting for you at the end of the second day, but those are, I guess, technically the three options, unless again you found an airship somehow, sailed over top, or went underground.
Let me
Well,
ask.
Soren can summon a dragon, right?
I was about to say.
Didn't
just
Soren
fly on
summon a dragon at some point?
Petunia, yes.
Yes, Petunia, the dragon. the blue spear dragon.
That is an option. Or I could also use freedom of movement.
No, that's 1 hour for one creature, so that would be...
I could at least do 2 of you guys.
Question. I do I do have a background feature. Though I used it a lot in previous campaign. It's the bandit routes. As someone who once assisted in countless highway robberies, you are familiar with the roads of the wood and escape paths used by bandits. When you are not in combat, you and the companions you lead can travel between locations that cut through forested areas twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
Yeah.
It's companions.
And this is a bandit trail.
Yeah, I would definitely say that you could cut your time down to 1 day, or like maybe let's say day and a half, because the first day, again, a little too far from Wayfair. You're kind of just getting out of the city. But at that point, you reasonably could find the bandit trails that are being used by Blackbone's crew. And, like, yeah, you use the same trails that they're using.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, that's a good, I think that's a good plan. I mean, as creative as we all are, we all tend to use the same patterns and same tricks, no matter the region or the type of criminal you are. We all have habits. So,
yep.
Once I find it, we're on it. I'm gonna go talk to Clarence and see what they want with the our item. You just
Mr. Squelch kind of does a little bow. It was not nice to meet you as you walk away. Anything anyone else wants to know about good old Squelch?
Look, Mochi and Betty are babysitting Squelch. So Mochi will be asking invasive questions of Squelch and Betty.
Oh, great.
So, you know.
Great.
Yeah. On the other hand, Betty's just kind of standing there, like, looking at him with her arms crossed. She's looking especially muscular, very, like, flexing purposefully. So just a little bit of intimidation for him. That's all.
So good.
What's your favorite color?
Blood red.
It's
What's yours?
I don't know.
There's a wrong answer.
I need to look up if I'm colorblind. Hold on. We can cut away to Argus talking to Clarence.
And Soren. It's important Soren is there.
Like, Soren's here, but he's still trying to pull back his druid craft.
Okay, so, Soren, correct me if I'm wrong, but what just happened is what has been happening is like the issue with this that you've been experiencing?
Yeah, it hasn't been that bad though.
Okay.
It's gotten a lot worse.
Yes, that was very similar to what happened to the Humblewood, but once we were getting closer to actually solving the problem. Okay, so Argus, can you hand the Borealis to Soren?
You're muted, bud.
We'll reach into we'll be like, sure, and we'll reach into the bag of holding. That's just and pull out the Borealis, which again he hasn't really looked at or thought about since that last fight.
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
No, we had it. Well,
You've had it like tucked away pretty much.
Yeah, I think you guys have mentioned that you have it, but I've never actually seen it.
Yeah.
So you bring out this stone that is the size of Soren, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just like, his eyes just go full awe.
and this is just a small chunk of the bigger thing. Derek. Clarence, being magically inclined and having experienced Borealis and what it does before, Clarence is looking to see if there's a change in the Borealis itself, and then also is trying to recall how they harnessed the power of the Borealis to stop the winter. Like,
Sure.
if there was like steps that went along with that.
So to add to that,
Please.
If Clarence passes that info on to Soren, my background feature of being a stone singer, the second I touch a stone or a gem, I know their properties. So
Like a little computer. You're like a little Pokedex with stones.
yeah.
Maybe he just hands you one and you read us all the facts.
Just like, oh.
Borealis, ice stone. This stone causes cataclysms all over. No. Okay. So
it's destructive as fuck.
Clarence, go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Let's call it that.
Okay. Could it perhaps, maybe, considering my background in education and having studied the Borealis before.
Sure.
Could that perhaps be an advantage?
You can also
Shadow,
spend the
as someone who
advantage
also
you
has
got.
someone who also has a background in education. I like that. She's like, yeah, I went to school. I have a background in education.
Yeah, I studied things.
We bought you an advantage.
You do have an advantage and you do have crits, so I'm going to say
yeah.
no.
Okay, I'll use my inspiration for doing the retell.
That's okay.
There you go.
So many resources.
Look, I just thought I'd ask. They can't say no if you don't ask. Okay, that's a 28.
That's pretty good. So, what you can tell about the Borealis itself is that previously, like, it's cold to the touch, right? Like, cold enough that it almost, like, if you're not holding it by this leather wrapping that's kind of been strapped around it, which is how Argus was kind of carrying it on his back there for a while, it's enough that if you hold your hand there for even a couple of seconds, it begins to burn, like you're getting frostbite with how cold it is. It's always given off that kind of cold emanation, but now it's thrumming, it's glowing with a pulse. It's pulsing. That's the verb I was looking for. So this blue light, almost like a signal, just woo, woo, woo. And it's kind of, even in this darker space where you are, it's lighting up the room with this hum, this frequency that it's giving off. You, for some reason, somehow, it is more activated than it was before. And the last time you've seen it, anything close to this was right towards the end of your last adventure, when you saw it fully activated, not thrumming, but just full on, emanating that light, emanating that cold, being used to open a portal to, like, where the realm of winter, the realm of storms. And to answer your previous question of how you deactivated it, you didn't really. I mean, it still is this piece of storm and ice. It still is this magical object. What you did was you closed the portal that it was being used to power. And even you didn't do that. Your friend did. And she gave everything to close that portal. It took the literal embodiment of fire to stop that storm from coming through and making that winter a permanent one. And those two elements canceled each other out.
Okay. All right. So, Clarence is gonna kind of like be almost like stream of consciousness, like relaying all of this to Argus and Soren. Now my question is this shard of the Borealis what is powering the portal that is creating the problem here? Or is it another shard? Like the sister shard? And now there's two shards, and that's what's happening. Because this storm is manifesting differently than what happened to the Humblewood.
Well, I've got no clue about magic, but if I had to make a wild guess, I would say that because we're getting closer to this thing's origin point, or at least to a larger chunk of its origin, it's going to start affecting the weather of this place a little harsher and a little more drastically the closer we get. Again, it's reacting to its proximity. Hence why it's thrumming now when it was not doing so back in the Humblewood.
So we're just gonna keep bringing destruction.
Good. We're supposed to be fixing things.
I suspect things will get a little hairier before they get better.
As this giant stone is still like pulsing, is there a way for me to see if it is a sister stone to it?
Give me a history check with advantage.
Okay. Well, that's rude. Thanks for the advantage, though. I can work with that. 19.
Yes. Soren, it does have a sister stone. It actually has multiple sister stones. As you're looking at this thing, being someone who has kind of been around natural magic all of your life, being a stone singer yourself, it's not just an ability, it's a title that the certain elder members of your people actually attain. The stone singers are those who are able to converse most intensely with the natural world around them, because it's not like just talking to quartz. It's not, the necessarily the stones beneath your feet. It refers to a set of magical crystallized pieces of the foundations of the elements that exist near where your people have embedded themselves in the world. And when you were very, very young, just almost a little bit after you hatched, you were able to walk for the first time. You were taken as a future stone singer, as someone who was going to be gifted this knowledge one day to the stones themselves. And it's there that you saw all 5 of them, all aligned in this place. Well, there should have been 5. One slot was missing. It had a very thin kind of like where a stalactite and a stalagmite meet. This very thin connection point between these 2 pillars. But you remember seeing 4 others glowing brightly in this cave. You don't remember exactly what was told to you. You were so young. But it's hard to forget that feeling of energy. It's hard to forget the power that you felt in that moment and the light that you first saw in that otherwise dark place. And I think you remember it because it was honestly really scary.
Were they all the same color?
No.
Okay. So as Soren is like touching the stone, I think it finally, like, that memory kind of finally flushes back to him, because he's seeing this. This is kind of what he's been looking for. He had no idea that this is what you guys had. Um, I, I almost, I know where this is supposed to go, and it would. I think it would fix everything. Not just here, but also the whole world, I guess. Because there's 4 others. Um, I I'd have to talk with my sister, because I think she's the only one, or one of the only ones, who can get us there. But um, it there's supposed to be 5 of these, and this is the one that's been gone, I think.
We have to take it home.
Yeah, I think all of this is going on because it just, they miss each other.
Okay, so
It is our job this time around.
I hug the stone.
It's frostbite.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Over.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get the stone back to the stone family then. Now we know what we have to do, at least.
I didn't know this is what you guys had. I'm sorry. I wish I would have remembered sooner. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sometimes it takes seeing to remember.
And the point is, you remember.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to save KQQK.
Oh yeah, Jasmine.
Jasmine. We've got to save Jasmine first.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess pack it up and let's get rolling. We know what we got to do now.
Pack it up. I pack it up and just like you can, and like looking. How is the interview of the Zone of Truth going? How much have you learned all about each other in this moment?
I think we know more about Squelch than anyone ever needed to know about Squelch.
Even Squelch, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even know that about myself."
So that was the last time my father said he was proud of me.
Oh,
first and last. Actually.
Sad. That's very sad.
Yeah.
A reason, but sad. Wow, my dad really loves me.
Wow, I'm in a loving relationship with my father.
My family's amazing. Wow. Not to rub it in or anything, but wow, my dad just. Yeah, no, my mom uses sending to tell me she loves me every night. This is, sad.
So anyway, to address your 20th question,
yes, please.
My bowel movements are pretty regular, all things told. It's we have a lot of citrus to fight off the scurvy.
It's good. Good.
Mochi
has
asked so many questions at once.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Mochi did at one point like turn to Betty and go, "So, been seeing you use some really cool storm powers lately that I didn't see when you taught me how to bodyboard and eat fish and stuff with the surf dudes. Very cool. Would love to know more. But I talked to some guards, and if it's like someone you're getting those powers from, you shouldn't mention that someone here, because that's apparently heresy. And I apparently did." Just don't mention things that aren't like the sun or the moon, because then their queen gets pissed.
They have an empress around here, and they have it's Arasutha, who's the amaranthine of the moon, and it's Kalus, which is really hard to do if you ain't got enough spit in the back. But I suppose you could say Kalas if you want. He's guardian of the sun, he is.
Yeah, also don't mention that the sun is kind of a star and that therefore they're all subsumed on their path. Don't like it.
I find it unsettling you said that, because I didn't know that was true, but we're in a zone of truth, so I've just learned new things about our solar system.
I just learned
more
things about the science of it all. Technically, stars are just big balls of gas. Wait, what?
Yeah, if you believe a conspiracy theory, like, can you, if it's not true, can you say it in a zone of truth, or is it if you believe it's true?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I think there's been a lot of debate about that, like ever since AD&D introduced the concept of the zone of truth.
Moon landing was faked. I knew it.
Like, do I know I'm
you
lying?
Believe it.
Yeah.
Do I know I'm lying? You know?
Right.
It's true to you.
Exactly.
Which makes it a very dangerous spell to use.
Just passes that warning off to Betty. Like, if your storm powers are coming from like an entity, like if it's a skull, please tell me. If it's not a skull, please don't tell anyone.
Got it.
That is a good question. As we're coming back in, so I guess as we do come back into the outside. I guess were we inside or outside?
You were inside. We're waiting for you outside.
Yeah, outside. Yeah.
Well, like in like the we basically like chased the employees away. We're in the little waiting area. We made the cats leave. Unless they wanted to be part of the interrogation.
Like they've been on break. They're like, we're not trying to deal with all this. Wild.
Tap the sign again.
Tap the sign.
Has anybody ever explained to Betty exactly what happened with Marley? Because obviously Liz, the player, knows, but like, has anybody told her
Mochi
that,
would have.
like,
Mochi absolutely would have.
I feel like Mochi would have, in your stories together, Mochi would have definitely let that story come out.
So I think through Mochi's lens, right? Because at some point Mochi would have had the meltdown, like, and then my best friend's Ash rain down upon me level of storytelling.
100%.
Because you're all her best friends, but you're even better friends when you die for them.
Of course.
So yeah, there would have been a lot of that kind of. Like,
I think Betty is intuitive enough to kind of like put the puzzle pieces together there, and she's immediately like, no, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like there's nobody, there's nothing, there's no...
Does the lightning talk to you? Because if the lightning talks to you, you have to tell me.
No, it's just me, and she kind of like looks over past your shoulder and like stares off into the distance for a second, and then comes back to you, and she's like, it's just my anger. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just me.
Anger issues?
What should be worried about?
Nothing.
You're inside. Leave us alone. You have anger issues? Because I get anger issues. I do.
No. Oh, are we still in the zone of truth?
Yes.
She's straight up trying to deny it.
Wait, so when
she's like definitely shaking her head yes as she's saying no.
Mochi would be like, no, wait, when did this start? Were you like when you were a baby and you'd be pissed that you didn't get like your rattle? Would you summon lightning from your crib?
Oh, I don't think it was anything like that.
Huh.
Mochi's
like disappointed that that's not what happened.
I don't remember it being anything like that.
Okay, but like lightning toddler tantrum?
Thank God that's not a thing. Thank you, Hath.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the lightning doesn't talk to me. Everything's fine.
Okay. Just checking.
Clarence comes skipping out of the room. Okay, it's time to reunite some families.
I just love that it's like nothing's wrong with me. I'm okay. It's all good.
I don't have anger issues.
Cracking a walnut with their bare hand. It's like, oh,
yeah.
The clan they found just shatters. Like, oh no.
Well, you hear thunder in the distance and people are immediately tooting their horns again.
Run again.
The entire city scatters when Betty has a bad mood.
That's terrifying, honestly. So we have a plan. We're gonna need like a little.
We have a plan.
We have a plan of approach, and some other good news. But I feel like we shouldn't talk in front of, well, someone who's going against us.
He has that massive axolotl smile, just eyes opposite sides of his head, just looking up at you.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
Unless he's going to be a mercenary.
I don't think. I've already got a sneaky mercenary on the employ.
Oh, okay. Well.
And a good one at that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Lorelai wouldn't have bungled it this bad.
Smile of pride from Lorelai.
What's the fate for old Squelch then?
You are. I'm sure someone will be looking for a report. We're technically not supposed to be here yet, to your captain's calculations. So, why don't you just enjoy your time here? You get that mercy.
Squelch can do that.
And if you are contacted by anyone of the employ of your captain, you will kindly tell them that we have not come yet. And if I find out that you did rat us out, I will find out if I can suffocate you in any way, shape, or form.
Honestly, anything that's not air or water is pretty efficient. I really don't like this zone of truth. So sand, oil, poison, acid even. I would suffocate and melt in that, but...
That's good to know, because I will do all of those things. And like he's purposely in the zone of truth. He steps into it.
Yeah.
Because I will do all those things and more. I'm a very creative person when motivated correctly.
Well, you won't need to worry about good old Mr. Squelch. I'm going to go and not be a thorn in your side anymore and see if I can straighten myself out. and find a proper line of employment here. It's a big city for a little Pexian such as me, and I have many marketable skills.
Here, I'll give you some advice. Actual advice from someone who's also going through a kind of a rebrand at the moment. You call yourself a thief, or others will call you a thief. You call yourself a security consultant, testing security. Put that on the resume.
I'm gonna need a resume. I don't think they'll be able to contact my previous employers.
No. Well, because they will be dead soon.
Right,
Yeah.
oh, right.
Yeah, but they can contact me. I'm Clarence.
I'll put you down under references.
Okay.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, if I wore a hat, I'd tip it to y'all, but squelch away. And he goes walking off. Yeah, walks off. Does a full Zoidberg.
Oh my god.
I was about to say, why do I hear Zoidberg in the distance?
They haven't introduced lobster people yet. Weirdly,
Yeah.
not a lot of like fully aquatic people in Humblewood, which I guess it makes it so eating fish is okay. Anywho, yes, it does sound like you have a plan to make your way towards Wayfair using the bandit routes once you are able to encounter them using Argus's background feature, potentially even using Soren's ability to soar above, or even dig below. But you at least are aware that Wayfair has been taken over by the Pirate King, along with 29 of his men, 8 cannons that are pointed in either obvious direction. And while they may not be fully prepared for you to arrive at this point, they at least have set up an ambush with well enough time that there is a level of preparation. To Ferdinand, who you all sent to get supplies, he points over to a wagon. I went ahead and got everything that I could for a jungle mission. There's plenty of rope and pitons and some food rations and a couple of tents and everything we might need. I was unable to pick out a beast of burden to traverse with, but it's a small enough wagon we should be able to pull it ourselves, or probably be me, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. I did stop by the Blue Rose Guild Hall. Their services were extravagant in nature, and so I did not hire an army. I couldn't even afford one mercenary, but they said that they might do group discounts or this or that, but
We'll find a page boy or something at some point and like build the army from the ground up.
it's child soldiers, of course.
I've recently introduced the concept of hell, apparently, so we might as well at this point.
Oh, let's threaten people with that. That'll get them on board.
Exactly.
Oh no. No.
Oh, crusade. Oh.
We'll need to find a middle ground to loosely threaten people, like a purgatory of sorts.
Yeah. Like a
That's an
middle
interesting
ground at first.
concept.
Jesus Christ.
We'll use him.
No, half.
Half. Does half have like a child that we can like say it's
Mochi is Hath's child on Earth, yeah.
Hello. I am
half
her
Mochi and the
priestess.
Holy Spirit, etc., etc.
My God talks to me.
Honestly, last time she talked to me, we were in the bath, so it tracks.
All right, so you all are Mochi's apostles at this point. I'm so sorry.
Could be worse.
You all need to decide who's going to be the Judas. Clarence.
I was to say, it can't be Betty. We can't do that again.
Can't do that again. Honestly, the only goddess that Argus is obsessed with is his wife. So.
Hey.
Damn Skippy. Damn
You know,
Skippy.
statistically speaking, the wife guy is most likely to cheat, right? Because of the heavy projection.
Bro.
Wow.
I would never.
It's a fantasy world. That doesn't play here.
Her name is Killer Queen. I'm not messing with that. I'm not trying to see if that's the truth. Like,
It might apply to you.
Has
well,
she ever decapitated a husband before?
I'm sure she's kicked someone to death with those feet.
okay, well, it sounds like you have a plan in place. You have supplies for going further into the jungle once you have dealt with your pirate adversaries. Uh, when we come back next time, should there be anything else you want to do, we can just say you do it. But there is the tavern, the Sunsong, there's a blacksmith, Silverman Smith. You do have all of your gear repaired at this point, just in case you want anything else fancy. Ferdinand has bought everything that you all would otherwise need from the Salt and Steel General Store. So if there is like an item where you're like, do we have this? We can say yeah, except for spyglasses because they're way too expensive.
They're way too expensive. Aren't they the most expensive item in D&D?
10,000 gold or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's like making
Jeez.
mirrors is hard.
What? I have like 800 spy items, and none of them are spy glasses because of the cost.
Yeah. But your party goes to make its way into Sinia's Paradise, which is what the jungle is called. And when we return next time, we can see how you choose to assault this other group of pirates again, for the first time, for the last time.
How many barrels of gunpowder would you say they have?
Weirdly, none this time.
It's so weird.
For a friend. Asking for a friend.
His name is Oppenheimer. It's fine.
They're so conveniently placed, just right next to all the enemies. Just these big red barrels.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, hey, if they are in Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
I was about to say, I'll take some of the wine as well. You know, the kind that goes.
Yeah, anything that just has a little bit of combustion. That's all you need. It's a little bit.
Yeah, smoke powder barrels and everything else. Just a little bit of alchemist fire. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Humblewood Yonderbound. I love this cast. I love this group so much. Thank you for spending some time with us and watching our fun little story. We will be back next week with even more Humblewood Yonderbound, as well as lots of other cool, fun stuff. But before I talk about all of that, let's go ahead and do our giveaway. So again, you have until the time I'm done talking and I introduce, or I have Shadow introduce herself, to enter hashtag Squelch, SQUELCH, for a chance to win the 5 of 5 pins, the last of the 5 pins that came from Fauna and Flora International. This game has been in support of Fauna and Flora International. Check out their website, check out the causes that the missions that they are currently on. They do a lot of really good work in the world, and we're very proud to support them and very appreciative that they have donated so many wonderful things to do giveaways with. So congrats to the people who have won before. Congrats in advance to the person who wins this one. And we will, like I said, be back next time. Feels like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. Come back around to it. Shadow, where can we find more of your lovely self?
Yes, hi everybody. I am Shadow. You can find me everywhere relevant at Shadow Sylvia. You can also find me here. I mean, I'll be here on Tuesday, where we actually will be playing Baldur's Gate 3 with the lovely Derek and Lady Dame. Otherwise, I'm an admin over at Roll D5, where we specialize in indie TTRPGs. We're doing some Black History Month events. And we're kicking the month off with a 2-parter of an indie game called Tick Tick Boom. And then we are having like a Jackbox celebration night. And then we're having a little bit more of a serious discussion panel at the end of the month. So feel free to tune in and join us for any of those events. And otherwise, I think all my other projects are up and coming. So keep an eye on the socials and you'll see me in more places probably then.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shadow. Congratulations to Mikyl for winning the pin.
Yeah, Mikyl.
Let's see, pin and the hoodie. You're a lucky guy. Okay, next up we have Liz.
Hello, friends. I'm Liz. You can find me here on Sundays. This is where I do the streaming thing. I am still working out the technical issues with OBS for me to start streaming my own stuff again. I'm really hoping to do some like chill co-working streams. It's my big goal for the month. But I just finished. Excuse me, people just got home. I just finished updating my one-page games collection on itch.io. So there are now 9 games available in the collection, and there is a brand new game that is releasing in 2 weeks on February 21st. So there will be a separate page with all of the like digital downloads for it, but it will also be uploaded to the one-page games collection as well. So if you haven't seen any of my games before, the one-page games collection is a really great way to get them, because you'll get literally all of the things you need for the game. It's just on one sheet, so it's super easy for you to print out. And all of the ones that I'm able to convert that aren't really long and they fit on one page are going to be there eventually. So I have plans through almost the end of May to release a new game to the collection every 2 weeks. So yeah, that's the big thing right now.
Awesome. Yeah, please check out Liz's games. They are fantastic. They're super fun. Very excited. I was actually going through several of my books the other day and found a whole bunch of Liz's games. I was super excited to organize those and maybe even plan to play some in the near future. Thank you, Liz. Next up, we have Queon.
Hello, hi, I am Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets. I had an amazing time today playing Soren, and it was a little aha moment for my little babes. But if you enjoy what I brought to the table today, you can catch me over on Blue Sky. That is my main place of living right now, at Brother Queon. That is BRUTHAQUEON. I have a busy month right now, and it is terrifying. First of all, the DM debut of myself is finally out for the world over on Baddie Bards with World Replica. Episode 1 is out. I am so happy with the reception that we've gotten so far. I was not expecting everybody to love it, but yeah, I'm so excited. I did all of the audio engineering and sound editing and stuff as well, so it gets real good. It's suspenseful. It starts off a little slow because we've got 5 estranged friends getting back together. But then come episode 2, it's terrifying. But yeah, I will also be over on Roll D5 for Tick Tick Bloom tomorrow. We're playtesting the game that one of my amazing friends, Meadow, aka Howdy Love Darling, has created. So I'm very excited about that. So if you want to see me play some herbs, spices, and a couple tomatoes, it'll be great. And then on Wednesday, you can catch me over at Game Master Mondays for the finale of Castaway, where they have fucked around and let my character make it to the end. I don't know how that happened, but it's a thing. And he has slightly been masterminding a lot of things behind closed doors. And I can't wait for you all to see all of that. And I don't think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna die, but we'll see. Other than that, I just did an interview with Classic Sam in YGM, and that was just talking about everything TTRPGs, intersectionality, and a little bit about imposter syndrome and why you should not have it. But yeah, feel free to go check that out. Other than that, you can catch me at WonderCon or now at Gen Con, because I will be doing a panel at Gen Con, and I'm very excited and nervous, and I'm just a little guy. But yeah, the Plot Armory will be releasing next week, and I am fucking terrified. I'm fucking terrified. But yeah, that's me.
Amazing. Super excited for you though. That's all a lot of really cool stuff. I love that you're running your first game. I'm super excited for that. Super excited for Plot Armory. You got so much cool stuff going on. I mean to say this for everybody. Please go support these people in any way you can. Please support their games, support the stuff that they make, cast them in stuff. I would cast these people 1,000 times over. You literally can't go wrong with that. Next up, we have Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I go by she, they pronouns, and I have waitlist going on Queon, and yet I'm still tired. I am here playing Mochi on Sundays, and then once we get to the end of this season of Humblewood, I will still be here on Sundays. I get my quote-unquote time slot back to run some horror games. And currently we are planning for the next mini campaign, which is going to be Tales from the Loop, which is just this sci-fi, but make it melancholy, depressed Sweden alternate timeline with robot stuff, and I'm very excited for it. The art is amazing. The books are amazing. Cast is being determined, but they're all going to be amazing anyway. And then after Tales from the Loop, we'll be going onward to something a little less melancholy, but still horror, because I get to blow my players up in Mothership again. Blow up, grind down with machinery, squelch, dissolve them in acid, whatever you have in Mothership. Very excited for that one as well. And then after that, who knows? I have so many games I want to run, and I have a lot of people I want to play with. So keep an eye on the Sword and Key socials, because that's where the casting calls come out as well. I'm gonna need people for stuff like Eat the Reich. And then I want to do something cute like Monster Care Squad again at some point. Actually cute. I see so many doubting faces. Actual cute Monster Care Squad. No, don't make that face at me. But yeah. Again, I run everything on this channel currently because I don't like tech or administrative things, so I just like to stick around here and just run games for people. And or paint their pets.
Thank you, Anniek. Super excited to also give Anniek her time slot back. Last but absolutely not least, and most appropriate today, because it is the day of the Super Bowl or Superb Owl, our very own Superb Owl, Christian.
Hey everybody! Hi, my name is Christian. I'm exhausted. I'm Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over your nets. Performer, educator, event coordinator. My pronouns are he/him, and I have been your resident mercenary king for this lovely session. As for what projects are coming up for me, this next week, on February 10th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST, I will be on Arclight Court for their Morphing Multiverse for their Power Rangers TTRPG mini project they've got going on. I'm going to be playing Giovanni Irving, a Silver Ranger, who may or may not be an assassin. So, see. And then on the 12th, I'm going to my episode of Party of One. Clever Girl is coming out, where I am playing a hunter or a caretaker, I should say, while Jurassic Park is happening, and I'm being hunted by one of the raptors I took care of. It was a very, very interesting experience. We played with Jenga Tower, but online. So we rolled D100s and took out, I think it was numbers below 50. So our towers went down really fast in number. It was a very, very cool experience. I would play Clever Girl again, honestly, and I recommend you check out that game because it was hoot and holler. So that's Party of One, podcast.com. Let's check that out on the 12th. And then that's it for me, honestly. Oh, also, I have a game today, or tonight, rather. It just popped in my head. Greek Myth Inspired 5e campaign. We are in Hades right now. It's Tragic Theologian on Total Party Kiss. Let's check that out. Busy.
I love that. I love how busy everybody is, because it means that you're getting the castings and being supported by stuff. Like I said, if I had all the time in the world, I would cast you in everything. But I'm glad other people can pick that up because I don't. Thank you again to everybody who has been watching. Thank you to those of you who have donated to Fawn and Flora International. You can do that at any time. You can use the link. If you do it in the middle of the week, if you do trigger like an advantage or a crit or something like that, it just gets paid forward to whatever the next game is. So you don't have to do it necessarily just during games. Congratulations to everybody who did win the giveaway stuff. I'm super appreciative of Fauna and Flora International for donating that. Absolutely no charge to us, which is awesome. let's do some calendar Sword and Key stuff, because this is a Sword and Key game. I am Derek Sword. I am a sword half Sword and Key. I see him pronouns, but Sword and Key is become so much more than just me and my partner who started this. It is all these lovely people here. It is all the lovely people who are part of our community. If you would like to be part of our community, you are more than welcome. You can join our Discord. You can hang out on our socials. You can do lots of stuff, but everything that we have is in one neat, nice place at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. Right at the top, join the Discord, check out our socials. We are no longer using Twitter. We are primarily using Blue Sky and Instagram. For those, it's sword_and_key. Although I believe Blue Sky, we don't use the underscores because we got in there early. You can also see our philanthropic endeavors like Fallen and Flora International or PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, where you can donate at any time if you have a couple extra bucks sitting around, you want to put them towards a good cause. You can also see our affiliates. We have a lot of really wonderful affiliates. A new one, in fact, is Long Dog Dice. Long Dog Dice, we just became affiliates with last week. So Jen, who runs the company, is a fantastic person, and she makes incredible dice sets. Please check out their website. You are sure to find something absolutely gorgeous that you go, that'd be perfect for this character I have in mind, or this player that I have at my table. You can use code Sword and Key for 10% off your purchase of anything you see on the website. And yeah, just check. Give it a look. You're gonna see something that you love. Jen also does custom dice sets as well, just in case there's something very specific you have in mind. But Long Dog Dice has been around for quite a long time. Jen is, like I said, very, very skilled at the dice she's made, and I have a number of people who have dice sets, have had them for some time. They age very nicely as well. Sometimes dice sets have a tendency to discolor when they age. Time has told that Long Dog Dice do not, and that they stand the test. So check them out. Use the code Sword and Key for 10% off. We are also affiliates with Eldritch Foundry. If you're looking for custom minis, regardless of how weird your TTRPG character is, use code Sword and Key for 10% off your purchase there. You can also use code EVA on Wishbone Cosmetics if you're looking to get a makeup palette that is like dark fantasy or like vampire romance or something like that. And you can also use our custom link for Hit Point Press, which are the makers of Humblewood and Humblewood Tales and the Griffin Saddlebag books. And you can use our custom link to purchase any number of amazing books, TTRPG accessory products at Hit Point Press. Again, all of those links, all those discount codes listed on our beacons. So you only have to go really one place, and if you click the link, automatically fills in everything else you need. Looking at our calendar, today is the 9th. The next thing we have, as Shadow mentioned, is Gate Night. It is Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So check that out. We're not really doing anything for the channel for Valentine's Day. And Horizon's Call just went on its season hiatus. So Horizon's Call will be back March 8th. But Humblewood will play next week. We're probably going to be taking the 23rd off. So the 16th we'll have the next episode of Humblewood. It will also have the next release of Monster Crush. Monster Crush is a podcast that I do with my friend LD. It is a Sword and Key production, so you can find all the links to it on the beacons. But it's about different cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth, and how spiritual they are. So we just did an episode. Oh, it was a giant spider episode. So if spiders aren't your thing, maybe not that one. But if they're like really your thing, maybe that one. It's about the Jabal Fofi, which is a Congolese giant spider that eats people. So if you think spiders are smoochable, give it a shot. Give the podcast a shot. It's actually a pretty good one. We just came back from our 1-month hiatus for that, so we'll have another episode again out on the 16th. The only other thing really big this month, we have movie nights on our Discord. Our next movie night is going to be our Ghibli watch on the 21st for Whisper of the Heart. And then Eva, our co-founder, my partner, amazing human being, it is her birthday at the end of the month. So please celebrate her in any way you can. She does have a throne. If you want to get her something pretty, recommend that you do. So we're having a bonus movie night for her where she has yet to pick the movies that she wants to watch, but we're going to do those on the 28th. And then March is going to be big. We're going to have Emerald City Comic Con coming up. Eva and I are looking to do at least one day of that. So if you're coming to that, hit us up. We'd love to meet up with you. If you've got games you want to run, let us know about that as well. But we are looking to have more applications out soon. Discord's always the place to be for applications. Cursed Captains of Cthulhu and Mice of Legend and so many more are going to be coming down the pike, as well as Anniek mentioned, Tales from the Loop. We'll have applications out for that as well. So hang on to our Discord. Socials will always be the second place, and hopefully we can get you cast in a game. All that said, that's where we'll end today. We are going to be rating House of Dreams, HAUS, House, the German House of Dreams. So go spread some positivity over there, and take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the Super Bowl if that's your thing, or enjoy a Super Bowl of soup if that's more your thing. And remember, as always, that the Humblewood motto as you go out into this world and you enact kindness on yourself and others is no body, no crime, no drama. See you next time.